right, people. We're going live, baby. We're going live. Which one are we watching tonight? All right, people. For those who are here, for those who aren't, tonight we are going to take a look at some interrogations. Some stuff that I found while I was just searching my homepage on YouTube, and I wanted to check these out on this Thursday night. Just wanted to go live for a couple of hours and see what's going on with everybody here tonight. Hope you guys have had a good week. Let's turn on a little bit of music while we wait to get things started here. Hope you guys have had a fantastic week so far. Let me know what you guys have been up to, what you guys accomplished. We have a bunch of new videos uploaded. We have videos and all of you have been like super um interactive on the videos, which I really appreciate. And I know there's a bit of a random live stream, but that's all right. So let's get this ready. This will be the video that we'll be watching here tonight. The interrogation of Carlos Hallowell. Let me see if there's a description here. I've never watched this before at all. On July 19th, 2019, 17-year-old Carlos killed his mother with an axe while she was sleeping in their home in Inverness, Florida. But why would an obedient teenager who loves his mother go to such extremes? Which dark secrets is he hiding? Okay, so this is going to be interesting. Again, we'll wait for a little bit more people to come in, and then we'll start doing our thing here. Put that to the side for now. So again, what's everybody been up to? Hope you guys have been doing well. Hope you guys have been checking out the videos that have been coming out. There's obviously some other things that are going on right now besides true crime in this country that we can't really ignore, that we're definitely going to want to get into. There's a whole government shutdown going on right now. If by some miracle you're not affected, you know somebody who is. and it's been a bad situation, and it's definitely something that I want to speak on. Um, but I will make a video for that at another time, um, and really start getting into all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll cut the music. Thank you, Lo-Fi. Thank you for providing us with such great beats. Okay. Again, this is the interrogation of Carlos Hollowell. So let's check it out.
I didn't do anything and would never do anything to my mother like that. Never in a million years would I ever think to do that.
You're putting on a pretty good show.
A show?
Yeah, you're putting on a really good show.
A show?
Yeah.
How's this a show?
This is 17-year-old Carlos Hollowell, who's accused of killing his own mother, Denise Hollowell. From an initial look, it seemed as if it were a grim yet straightforward case. However, the detectives had no idea just how manipulative and stubborn Carlos would be, especially after hearing his innocent, helpless voice in the 911 call.
911, what is the address of the emergency?
I need someone fast. I need EMTs. I need people.
Okay. All right, so on the phone with me and take a deep breath and calm down so we can get this information, okay?
I can't.
Do you think she's beyond any help?
I don't know.
When detectives arrived at the crime scene in Inverness, Florida, they discovered the deceased body of 57-year-old Denise Hollowell lying on the bed with an axe embedded in her head. But even after Carlos caused such a gruesome death of his own mother, his main focus was to try outsmarting the detectives.
So you're calling me a sociopath?
Yeah?
Really?
Yeah. This is what sociopaths do.
You can size me up all you want. I do have normal feelings. I loved my mom. Ask anybody in this county.
On July 19th, 2019, Denise Hollowell was found dead on her bed with an axe embedded in her head, and the body was discovered by her adopted son, 17-year-old Carlos Hollowell. Denise Hollowell was a special education teacher from Inverness, Florida. Being an adopted child herself, she decided to adopt two children, Carlos and Angel. Despite her best efforts, she had to let go of Angel due to his troubled nature. Despite Angel being the problem child, keeping Carlos with her turned out to be a mistake that would soon take a grave turn. As Carlos was the only person present at the crime scene, detectives brought him in for an interrogation. But when detectives started interrogating him, they were stunned by how far a teen would go to manipulate the truth.
Oh, man. Hold on, Carlos.
Hi.
Doing all right hanging in there, man?
Just trying to accept the fact.
Once again, my name is Detective Ramos, Lieutenant Ball. So, here's what we're about out here, and we're just trying to talk to you, see if you could, help us out and let us know what all took place.
Okay, my mother and I came back from the funeral, and we had lunch together. We had pie together, and the last time I saw her was around 2:30, 3. We both went to our separate rooms to take our naps for the day, which is what we normally do. And then about a couple hours later, I don't remember the time, I hear barking from my side of the house, which is abnormal. Our dogs are supposed to be in that little fenced-in area. So I walk out to the front door. My mom's door is closed as always, but she does let the dogs out every now and then while she's taking a nap to just let them go to the bathroom. So the front door was wide open. I figured she might have forgotten to close it. And I looked outside. Our dog, the two green gates that you guys walk through, completely open. Every now and then my mom sometimes does that. She's getting older and she forgets things very easily now. She was. So went to go find the dogs, checked around the property, looking for them. I couldn't find them, so I went to go wake my mom up to help me find them, and then I found her there.
What funeral did you go to?
We went to her friend's, Kathy, I forget her last name. It was in St. Petersburg. The whole family was there. Close friend families. We weren't directly related to them.
Wasn't the funeral in the morning?
Yes, sir.
What time you guys got down to St. Pete?
Around 11, I think.
What time when you guys left from St. Pete?
I couldn't tell you. We just took off. After the funeral was over, we had brunch and then we left.
Where you guys have lunch at?
Also at the church. I forget the name of the church, but we had, all our family was there. We said hi to everybody.
So you had pie?
My mom and I stopped at her favorite place to stop to when she lived in St. Pete to get pie, and we brought him home with us. We both like to eat pie.
What kind of pie was that there?
She had, I forget what she had, some fancy, I always eat apple pie, and that's kind of like my mom's and I tradition thing.
Because, just before we get any further into anything, we don't really know what we've got, okay?
Correct.
So,
I understand.
you know, anytime we talk to somebody, especially if we bring them down here, we read Miranda. Do you know what that is? Your rights.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
Probably seen it on TV. Doesn't mean you're in trouble. Doesn't mean anything.
Right.
It's what we do.
Right.
Especially two of us in here talking to you. You know, some people can get pretty uptight about it. You know, so
I
we
understand.
just want to make sure we read it, you understand it, and you know what your rights are. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Detectives started the conversation with Carlos to put him at ease, but little did they know that Carlos had already rehearsed his story well.
As soon as you got home, what happened from the funeral?
We ate pie. We both decided to take our naps. She went into her room, I went into mine, and I watched a couple of things on YouTube and fell asleep and got up again and texted people and fell back to sleep. Usually we stay in there for about 2 or 3 hours to give ourselves time, our own separate time throughout the day.
Did you talk to anybody at all on the phone?
No, I was texting my girlfriend, some friends about work. And that was pretty much it.
Where you work at?
I applied to the Cove and I was texting some buddies who work there and see if I can get some recommendations and stuff.
Oh, okay. You were texting your girlfriend throughout the day, or after you were taking a nap, or?
It was after the funeral. I texted her mainly, and then before I went to sleep for the nap, and then after that I was out.
How long was the nap, more or less?
Definitely slept for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then from there I just kind of like fiddled on my phone playing games.
So you was already awake then when the dogs were barking?
No, that did wake me up. I fell back to sleep. I woke up after about a 2-hour nap, played on my phone and fell back to sleep. Because my mom wasn't up yet. Usually when I hear her being up, then I go outside, but I didn't hear her up, so I'll just let her have her space.
So when you guys normally take spaces, do your naps, you guys don't talk to one another?
No, it's very common for us. We just like to have our own time throughout the day. Because we do bicker and argue when we spend too much time together. So we've learned how to cope with it and just give ourselves space and we get along fine.
Did you guys bicker, argue, anything today?
No, today was fine. Completely normal day. In fact, it was a really good day. We got pie, that was a special treat. So, that was good.
Although Carlos is claiming it to be a normal day, he in fact had an argument with Denise. Moreover, throughout the interrogation, Carlos is visibly restless and anxious. This could be because he's desperately trying to hide the truth, and in doing so is over-explaining himself.
So you walk out, you see Noelle. Oh man, Noelle. So you get out your fence, you walk around to her, and you scoot in her in. You get her inside the house, you close the door.
Right.
Then from there, in the little gated area, did you ever leave that area? Or you stayed right there in that little gated area and just called for them?
No, I left. I went down the road because I usually can either find them at the gate or they'll be down to the neighbor's property, but I didn't feel like going all the way down there. So I was just be like, hey, Mom, you want to help me find the dogs? Because they don't go far.
So you went up to the front gate,
Correct.
called them, firecracker.
Yeah. They didn't come back, so I walked back as well.
And what did you do then once you got back to the house?
I just walked inside and was going to get my mom up. Wanted to go help me find the dogs. And
So then what? You see her? What happened? What was your reaction? What was it that you was trying to...
originally, I was shocked, but then I ran to her. shaked her a little bit, and then I could hear her breathing, and then I just started crying, yelling out, "Mom, I'm getting help, call 911."
So when you come back in, was her door open or closed at that time?
Still closed.
It's still closed? So you open the door, see her. How did you call 911?
With my phone.
With your phone?
Mm-hmm.
So you saw her, shook her, right? That's what you're saying?
Yes.
Told her, hey, I'll be right back.
Yeah, I was like, I'm getting help. I could still hear her breathing, so I immediately called 911. And the lady instructed me to stay out of the house.
So that's when you went out the house?
Yeah.
You went out to the front door?
Mm-hmm.
And then what happened?
And then I just waited for you guys to come, and she stayed on the phone with me. I was still also trying to find the dogs, because I didn't want everybody being all over the place while this was going on.
So you're on the phone with a 911 operator?
Yes.
Out front in a little gated area?
Yes.
And then what she's telling you?
She was telling me, give address, phone number, stuff like that. And then what was the emergency, blah, blah, blah. And then she said, I'm going to stay on the line with you, trying to keep me calm.
And you just stayed right there? Or did you?
I had to go up to the gate to open it for the deputies to get through.
So the gate was closed then?
Correct. I just walked up, closed, came back.
Up until now, what Carlos said is quite believable. But there is something that really doesn't fit with his story. The barking dogs. Detectives now start to investigate about dogs' whereabouts, and they are soon going to find a huge lead.
So when the dog got out, the gate was closed when the dogs got out?
Yeah, there's openings through there. They're small enough dogs, they just squeeze right through.
So then you went in, and that's when he came back and said, oh man, the gate's closed. I gotta go and open it. So you went over there and opened it for them?
Yes, because I remember from going up it was closed, and I was trying to get them in as fast as possible.
Wait, okay. So I see a plot hole here, because originally he said that he had looked outside and the gate was wide open. And he was like, yeah, my mom gets old. She's getting old. She forgets stuff sometimes. He had just said that the gate was open. So boom, there's a hole in the story.
When did they show up, the dogs?
The dogs?
Yeah.
Halfway between you guys being there, they just came over from the neighbor's property. They got bored hanging out with those other dogs.
Which side? They came from the right side, left side?
If you're facing the road, it's on the right side.
So if I'm coming out your house, I would have to make a right?
Yeah. It's Amy Alfred's. They have outside dogs that they go bark at. Amy Alfred. She's a very close family friend as well. She's grown up there with my mom for years.
That's the house where basically Dodge ends at?
Yes.
What about the people on the left-hand side? That kind of almost intersect into your property.
It was the property of Gene and Jim Livingston. They got too old, and now it's their sons, I think. I forget his name. But that used to also be the hangout place, because when they were both alive and there, they were kind of like grandparents, and then when they moved out, just kind of no one really went on that property.
Which house does Rick stay at then?
Rick is on the one, if you're looking at the road to the left.
So where the older couple was at, where the son is moving into now, or no?
No, the red gate where the deputies were right in front of, that's Rick's. The gate right before ours, I don't know if it's green or black, but that is the Livingstons, and then there's Amy Alfred's.
Carlos is weaving his story in detail, leaving no room for gaps. But this is a grave mistake. Any normal kid who lost his mother just a few hours ago should be too traumatized to serve such a detailed story.
What did you do after that when you saw her?
I shook her, like yelling, "Mom, mom, 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 wake up."
She was laying, so when you walk in the room, her back was towards you?
Yes.
And how did you shake her?
Like right on the side, like
on her ribs or something like that?
Yeah, where her arm was laying down like that, just, "Mom, you awake," and I could see blood running down her nose, but I could hear her still breathing.
That was the only time you touched her?
Correct.
You didn't like run around the room a few thousand times?
No.
I ran in, shook her, I'll be back.
Yeah, as soon as I ran in and I heard her still breathing, I thought there could be a chance. Ran straight to my room, grabbed my phone, ran outside, called, and then she instructed me to stay outside. But I didn't do anything and would never do anything to my mother like that. As much as we used to bicker and get back at each other, fighting sometimes, and then peace, and then back and forth, and then peace again, Never. Never in a million years would I ever think to do that. She's my mom. I was adopted at age 4, and I've been with her forever.
Yeah.
Would never do such a thing like that. And if you're insinuating that, I'm very offended by that.
You're putting on a pretty good show.
A show?
Yeah, you're putting on a really good show.
A show?
Yeah.
How's this a show?
And I remember that CPT talking about how your attitude of things were very sociopathic.
Sociopathic?
Which is exactly what you're showing me right now.
It's well known that a sociopath is a person with antisocial personality disorder, a mental health condition that involves a lack of empathy and has an innate desire to be in control. But Carlos losing his cool demeanor and being hyper as he is losing control of the narrative he tried to build, hinting at his sociopathic nature. However, it's rare for a detective to call out a suspect so directly, as it would prompt them to lawyer up and shut down the interrogation.
That is true. I'm surprised he went like that aggressive and direct like that soon. That was bold.
So it can be assumed that the detective is intentionally pushing him to reveal his true colors, or has simply slipped up in the heat of the moment.
And you're trying to act like you're upset about something.
Trying?
Yeah.
Okay, how is this trying? That was my mom. My mother.
Right.
So trying, how is this trying?
Because you don't feel like normal people feel.
I don't feel like normal people feel.
Yeah. That's what a sociopath has the issues with.
Okay,
But you try to.
so you're calling me a sociopath?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. This is what sociopaths do.
Well, do what?
I've just been sizing you up the whole time. And
Okay.
it's like 100%.
Okay, you can size me up.
You don't have normal feelings.
You can size me up all you want. I do have normal feelings. I loved my mom. Ask anybody in this county. They can attest to that.
Do you think that people that love one another don't do the most extreme things to them?
Not like that, no.
It happens all the time, every day. That's what I just told you earlier, that it's usually like a loved one.
Okay, I would not do that. You ask anybody in this county. My mom and I were amazing. We would never do such a thing like that to each other at all. My mom would never hurt me like that, and I would never hurt her. You call me a sociopath or whatever you want. And I'm sorry for getting upset. But you please ask around. Ask anybody. They
We're
will
going to ask everybody.
ask everybody. They will attest that I would never do that.
And I don't know what kind of son you were to her.
I loved her very much.
But we're going to peel this orange way back and look in nitty-gritty
Go ahead,
details.
please. You can, and you'll find that I would never do this. I don't know who
The
did.
evidence is going to show us something.
Okay, that's fine, but I would not do this to my own mother.
Well, I'm throwing this out there because this is the time. Like, if you did something, this is the time to tell us. Because right now, you're telling us a story that you had nothing to do with it.
Correct.
Okay? And if later on you come back and the evidence shows us something totally different, and you say, oh, Mom was a terrible mom, and she abused me, and we had a fight, and I did something stupid, you've already laying out this story right now.
Correct.
Which I can scrap. I can scrap that story if you have another story that's the truth. Okay?
No, this is the truth.
Because now is the time to tell us the truth.
This is the truth.
You remember when I was telling you, especially with the kids, if you don't come forward, you get in trouble, but not as much. But if we
Correct.
find out, remember that? That's the same thing. The same thing here. Same thing.
I'm telling you, this is my story, and it is the truth.
The detective can clearly foresee that Carlos is soon going to change his statement about his mother, but Carlos continues the argument. But what is utterly shocking to see that even in such an intense situation, he managed to take a nap in the interrogation room. As for the detectives, they now know who the real murderer is.
Okay, so I don't really think the nap that he was apparently able to take in the interrogation room really means anything. When I'm at my most stressed, I take naps as well. It's not really a sign of indifference. And obviously, like, I'm not always feeling guilty about something. Sometimes just normal life stuff happens. I'm tired and I want to take a nap. Like, I don't really think a nap is like evidence of any type of behavioral thing that he might have going on. However, now in hindsight, you know that he did it. It can, I guess you can like dissect, every little part of it, but especially if like I do believe him when he's saying like, yeah, we would take naps like every day. That's just what we did. His body clock is not going to change just because something happened or he did something. His body clock will stay the same. So if he's used to taking a nap around a certain time, his body is going to tell him that he's tired. That's just how that works.
All they need to do is indict him. 9 weeks after the first interrogation, in September 2019, detectives meet Carlos again, and this time they have all the evidence that proves Carlos' involvement in the crime.
Well, first we both get out of our dress suits and all that, get comfortable to our rooms. We let the dogs out to go pee one more time, for the first time. And then we sit down and eat pie, let them in. We keep eating our pie, and then we watched whatever was on TV and had a conversation. And that was pretty much it. And then we went to our rooms.
What was the conversation about?
It was about Kathy in the sewers.
Okay.
Just our own personal thoughts about it. It wasn't anything serious. I think it was mostly just about her when she was speaking the Bible verse. I don't remember the exact Bible verse, but it was just she was getting some things off her chest.
So everything was okay there. So, and then you said y'all want to go take your naps
Correct.
from there. Did you eat anything else other than pie?
Nope.
Did she eat anything else other than pie?
Not that I know. I just
Okay.
went to my room.
So you went to your room, and did you see her go to her room?
Yes, I watched her go into hers, and then as I'm in mine, I can hear her either come back out, I think once, and then go back to her room. But then after that, I was out.
Okay. And you said you were on your cell phone? Did you say that as well, or is that someone else there? When you went to your room, you said you watched TV on your cell phone, or you watched TV on your TV?
I had the TV on because I have sports on my TV, and I'll watch something else on my phone, so I always got sports in the background, so I can keep updated.
Or back and forth?
Yeah.
Okay. So then you said, about how long do you think before you start taking that?
I don't know, it was like maybe 30 minutes and I fell asleep.
30 minutes and fell asleep? And how long were you out for?
Say about an hour and a half, because I found her and reported around, it was like 4. And then from there, I was just kind of like scrambling everywhere, and I lost track of time.
What happened around 4?
Is when I called it in, I think. I don't remember specific times of what happened.
That's okay. I understand that. So you think you called 911 around 4?
I think so.
It was a lot later.
It was?
Yeah, it was a lot later. That's okay. I mean, it's not a big deal there. All right, so you said you slept, you think, for about an hour, hour and a half?
Yeah, about.
And then, but you were watching TV, your TV was on the whole time while you were sleeping, or did?
Oh yeah, it stays on. That's how I fall asleep. I fall asleep to the noise in the background. It's kind of white noise.
So did you wake back up once you fell asleep? When you woke back up?
Could you repeat that?
You said you fell asleep after about 30 minutes of being in there?
Yes.
So you got home around 2:30, 3 o'clock-ish, you think, roughly?
I think so, yeah, around there.
So 2:30 to 3, ate pie, so figure what, 4:30, you probably went and took a nap?
Yeah.
4:30, took a nap. So you slept for an hour and a half, half an hour to hour and a half?
Right.
So when you woke, did you only wake up once, and that's when you heard the dogs barking?
Yeah, I didn't fall back asleep, it was just once. Woke up, heard it, was like, okay, one of the dogs are out, don't know why.
Carlos continues to try outsmarting the detectives by retelling his version of the story. He remains calm and even manages to smile. But this time, he's more playful with his hands, which is a clear sign of anxiety. And he should be, because the detective is soon going to show him a piece of evidence that will change the course of the interrogation.
I don't know. Body language experts, is that a thing? I talk a lot with my hands. I'm not anxious when I talk with my hands. I mean, now here's the thing. I've never been in this situation where like I'm lying about something heinous that I've done. So I don't really know. I have no idea. Maybe the more interrogations I watch, the more I'll become familiar with how people act. But I guess I'll just I'll follow what this guy is saying for now.
And then you went and said you got the dog. Did you, when you were out in the front yard by the gate to get the dog? Well, not by the gate, by your window, correct? Was she still by your window when you went outside?
Yeah, the dog was just yapping around everywhere.
Over on that side by
Yeah,
where the
'cause-
camper is, stuff like that?
Yeah, because where we put our recyclables over there, so they always immediately go there.
Okay. So you just went straight there and then straight back to the front door? Did you walk around the house?
No, I went straight there, barking got one, and then I yelled the other two dogs' names. Didn't hear them, so I figured they're already down the road.
Okay, so where'd you go from there?
Went to my mom's room.
So you got the dog in the house, went straight to your mom's room? Okay, and then that's when you found your mom? You said you called 911 and you walked outside?
Yeah, the operator told me not to be in the room, so she said leave the premises. I was like, out the house, open the gate, signal down the officers or whatnot. So that's when I stayed out of the house.
Okay. So that's when you called 911. So you didn't go to the backyard at all?
No, no.
Okay. Now what about,
I could see it though. I mean, it was
right, you could see it from the side, but you
Yeah.
never went back there?
No, I could definitely. That's why I didn't go. I was like, oh, no dog.
Okay.
It's all one big, like, very visual land. You can see pretty much
You
everything.
see, it's wide open. I've seen it, I haven't been inside, but I can see everything up there. All right, so everything, you never went in the backyard at all? You just went inside, seen your mom. Your phone was already on you at that point?
Yeah, like always, it's usually on me.
Okay, and then you walked outside
Mhm.
and called 911?
I called when I was there. I was in the room when I called.
Okay.
Asking him about his 911 call in Denise's phone again and again is just setting a trap for him. When Carlos realizes his mistake, it'll be too late to undo it.
I don't know if they have that in like records because I told them.
The call we do, yeah.
Yeah, I told them exactly what I saw and I was in the room. That's when she told me to leave the house.
Now what about her phone?
Hers, usually it's by her nightstand, which is like if you're looking at the bed towards the window,
Right.
it's on the right.
If you're looking at the bed,
So if you walk into the room, there's a door you walk in, it'll be immediately on your left. But if
Okay.
you're sitting on the bed, it's on your right.
that's generally where she keeps her phone at?
Yeah.
Did you ever see her phone?
No.
Did you see her phone that day?
Yeah, she was on it. When we got home, she usually just turns it to do not disturb. Very private person. Do not disturb, and then goes in her room and just disappears.
So she'll put it on Do Not Disturb, usually? Did you see her do it that day?
She had it on like the buzz, the vibrate, but I never saw her put it on do not disturb.
Okay, that's common for her?
That's very common. She doesn't like notifications.
Pain in the butt, I imagine.
Where did the audio go?
Later,
Pain in the butt, I imagine.
For some reason, this section does seem like it's muted. Okay, so it looks like they're saying, okay, Carlos discarded of her phone and the CCTV cameras because they found her phone in a lake. A nearby lake. Detectives have already found the phone at a nearby lake near Denise's house. It must have been Carlos who discarded Denise's phone along with the CCTV cameras. Now it's a game of whether he admits it
Later.
sooner or later. Okay.
And then you call 911. Did you ever go out towards the front of the property at all?
Lakeside or
Yeah, lakeside or the other front, towards the road, either way.
towards the road, yes. Because she asked me where it's located, and I told her I had to open the gate because it was still closed for them to get back here. And then so I ran all the way up there and all the way back. And of course, I was also looking for the dog, so I had to go all the way up the road to find them.
And hey everybody, no, this isn't Daryl Brooks content tonight. Although we can always take a look at his interrogation as well, just like some interrogation highlights, if you can call them that, from Daryl Brooks. But no, this is Carlos Hallowell. This is a brand new thing that we're looking at now. Carlos Hallowell apparently killed his own mother. Dark stuff. Can't imagine ever wanting to do anything like that. It's just insane.
I had to open the gate because it was still closed for them to get back here. And then so I ran all the way up there and all the way back. And of course, I was also looking for the dog, so I had to go all the way up the road to find them. and then come back.
Did you get the dog? Did you find the dogs at the road?
No, I didn't. Once the officers came, I flagged them down, and they heard all the commotion around the house, and they came back, and I kind of got them from the fence, and then some of them came back through the front gate.
Okay. So they just wanted, they got there when deputies got there, basically? The dogs did?
Yeah, they just ran back because they heard commotion and things going on there.
Dogs returned. That's just the 2 dogs. The other dog was back in the house?
Correct. The other one was on
Back
the
in the
premises.
gate?
Yeah, it was in the.
Okay, what was up with the side door? The side in the garage door?
Yeah, I don't know. I was out there like once earlier that day. I had to go get something out of the garage
When was that?
before we left.
Was it before you left that morning?
Yeah, and I don't remember what it was, so I might have not closed it all the way. And it sticks, which is it's a very annoying door. It always sticks. You have to take it and fully like yank on it. And even when you do, sometimes it's not all the way closed. So you get. I probably just did a left. I was like, screw it.
Did you go to work on the car when you all got home at all?
Which car?
Your car? You told I think Detective Ramos you may have worked on the car when you got home that afternoon. That's why the door may have been open.
Oh yeah, I take her on it a little bit because the door's being crunched in. I think I just got some stuff ready and
When
out
you got home
there.
that day?
Yeah, there was just small little things that I didn't really think were important. Like,
Yeah,
I
everything's
just got,
important.
like the vacuum. There's a vacuum we have little, and the
Your
window.
shop vac?
Yeah, and the wind. Well, it's kind of smaller than that. It's kind of like a dust buster or whatever.
Oh, okay.
And the window is cracked in, so there's glass everywhere. So getting ready to clean it, but nap first. Spend time with my mom. So there's just small things like that.
That's what you did after you got home?
Yes, after we got home from the funeral.
Okay. What else do you remember you did you got home that you don't remember you told us? When you got home from the funeral?
You specifically, I remember I told Ramos that is the stuff in the shed. I was in the shed previously. We had tree work to do. The neighbors, if you ask them, I'm pretty sure they'll remember, they asked us to remove a tree that fell on the fence. So we had to cut it up, move it, and all that stuff. So,
Okay.
I was kind of in there already getting stuff, making sure all my tools were ready to go and nothing was broken.
And you were doing that after you got home from the funeral?
Yeah, just briefly, like, got out of the car. My mom was taking care of the dogs and such. Letting them out, going in the house, opening things up, and I just went, got stuff done. Okay, this is ready for when we're ready to work. And then mark inside. Just kind of small things that I get done usually around the house when we get home.
Anything else you did?
No, that was pretty much it. Just the car, the shed, and that's it.
As the detective is asking Carlos minute details of the day, he starts rubbing his chin and running his fingers through his hair, once again revealing his nervousness and anxiety. And just when Carlos thinks he has successfully covered all the tracks, the detectives start revealing their cards.
On your phone itself, it also tracks your GPS locations, so I can track your entire track around your yard.
Like movement?
Yes, everything. So, I mean, some of the stuff you told me is true, and some of the stuff not so true.
Like, what's up?
Like where all you went and why you're on the phone. Because you were on the phone with 911 for a few minutes, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So it tracks everywhere you went the entire time you're on the phone and the entire time when you weren't on the phone.
Right.
So as you said, you carry the phone with you everywhere. It's like typical. Pretty much all young people these days don't leave without it.
So yeah, I remember.
Yeah. So it tracks everywhere you went. It says you were down by the lake area.
For when?
At that time, while you were in that whole time frame from when you called 911 on.
I didn't go down by the lake. I could see it, but I didn't go down there.
It tracks you all the way down there. GPS, I mean, it looks like they connect the dots the entire way.
Well, I don't remember being down there at all. I don't, because there's no reason for me to be down there.
Right.
Everything's in the house or has to be up front because the cops were coming that way. But the dogs were up there.
I mean, it's like when you first called 911, so it's not like it's been a few minutes. You're down there shortly after you called 911.
Right.
I know it's taken apart.
Is that the camera that's hanging up?
That was outside?
Lord. Oh man. Oh man. Imagine the detective. Yo. That's crazy. Imagine the detectives pull out the CCTV camera that you tried to destroy and throw into the lake. You're like, yo, how did they get this? Oh my God. No. No. Like, oh my gosh. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's facing towards the.
So does that look familiar to you?
No, sir.
Remember the small cameras you said were in the house? This
Yeah,
camera
just
was
one.
outside of here.
Okay, then yeah, it's one of the ones that are facing towards the window.
Okay, guess how many we found?
How many?
How many do you think we would have found?
One?
No.
If there's only one in the house.
No, you know there's one in the house.
No, sir, I know of one.
Didn't your mom show you the videos of the dogs and stuff?
Yeah, from the one that's facing the door. You can see him watching outside when we roll up. You can see
Right.
him barking at the door.
There's 3 cameras in the house.
Okay.
I found 3 cameras in the house. I actually found one of them.
Okay.
And then guess what else? What else do you think we could have found in the lake that day? I'm just trying to ask you, if you just to help me out here.
Yeah, I understand. And I don't know.
You don't know what else we could have found in there?
No, I'm going to assume her phone since she's got the camera.
Mm-hmm.
Detectives have also secured CCTV
You don't know what else we could have
camera
found in there?
manuals.
No, I'm going to assume her phone since she's got the camera.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, this part keeps getting muted, so I have to like read the subtitles here. Okay. Detectives have also secured CCTV camera manuals, chargers, and dust marks on Carlos's table. The evidence was enough to confirm that Carlos had indeed dismantled the CCTV cameras. Now that Carlos is cornered, he begins to twist the story. This time, his excuses are even more shocking.
I figured I blacked out, but apparently I was working in the yard, woke up down by where the fire pit is, but I wasn't even near the fire pit when I was working. I was working all the way down by the front gate, getting the fence all ready to go, and before we started clearing it out. So I was working up there, and then all of a sudden I woke up down by the
What?
fireplace.
Okay. Because you know, we went through the whole house.
Mhm.
No signs of anybody else in the house but you and your mom.
Right.
I mean, completely no other signs. So the only person who could have done it was you.
Right.
And I understand how that makes you feel at the same time.
The thing is, here's the thing. I want to know. I want to know because I want to know if that I blacked out and did this, and then
So I need your help.
I want to know. I don't remember. I don't remember from being in the garage to then. It's nothing.
So yeah, blacking out and murdering your mom does not make sense when you're that's so stupid. Bro. Now they literally showed you that they have these cameras that you destroyed. They have her phone that you discarded. You didn't black out and do this. And you're not going to tell these detectives that you don't remember doing this, because if you didn't remember doing it, like again, we've seen cases, we've seen examples, right, of people who they actually do black out and they can't remember these violent acts that they have committed, right? And they don't try to destroy any evidence because why would they? They don't remember that they did it. You can't claim that you blacked out and then also destroy evidence. It's just no.
And I don't remember any arguments. Nothing like that. Nothing at all.
Well, you can argue. You still mad at her for the whole Bryson thing?
No, I accepted that because that was my fault. Since I've come back from living with the Irvings, our goal was to take responsibility for our problems. Like, no matter who. Either my mom messed up and she never wanted to admit it and I was mad, and then we were both mad, or I messed up and I never admitted it and we were both mad.
Because you're both very strong opinionated and
Yeah.
strong-willed.
So now it was like we were trying to like back off that because I'm turning 18, I've graduated high school,
But you did
life's
that.
started, so we were like, okay, we just need to settle. Because my mom wanted to put me through school, I wanted to go through school, and I just wanted us to work out. That was it.
Nobody else there could have done it. It's just you. Like I said, we've been working day and night, weekends,
I understand.
waiting on everyone's to come back. It took a while for everyone's to come back because we have to be thorough.
Mhm.
I don't want to accuse you of anything and then
Right.
it be somebody else. There's no evidence for anybody else.
Right.
And I'm very thorough on that because
I was actually really surprised they didn't ask him about that earlier. Like, is there anybody else who, you think would have wanted to hurt your mom? Like, that's normally a question that gets asked pretty early on, but not this time for whatever reason. But I guess because maybe they already had a suspicion that it was him, and they just didn't know if they wanted to, slap the accusation out there yet. That kind of happens sometimes. They just wait a little bit before they throw any of the accusations out. But yeah, yeah, bro, your story is crazy because, like, again, he had like this ironclad story, and he had time to think about it. He was like, all right, this is what's going to be my story here, and that story may have had a better chance of working like 30 years ago before we started carrying cell phones everywhere. And cell phone activity can be tracked. Like, if you have your cell phone on you right now, there's GPS technology tracking every single place that you go. So if you commit a crime, all detectives have to do is look at your cell phone and say, okay, were they within the vicinity of this crime scene around the time that we are predicting that the crime was committed? So if you're smart, you leave your phone somewhere and you don't take it with you. If you're going to commit a crime, like, your phone is going to be the biggest snitch.
I don't like ever being wrong.
Right. And I appreciate the way Ramos came at it. I didn't like the other detective, to be honest with you, the one that was with you the first day. He was calling me a psychopath and a sociopath that I don't feel anything. I didn't appreciate that at all, with him making those assumptions before anything was even done. I appreciate the way you guys went through everything.
I'm just telling you, there's nobody else that we could
Right,
show.
I understand, but I still don't remember from the. If you guys have that concrete evidence, then okay, but I don't physically remember anything.
Anything at all?
No.
Do you remember glimpse during your dreams or anything?
No, because the dreams start from when I wake up in Cedar, and then they just continue all the way through to, like, spurts of the group home or stuff like that.
Because all the evidence points to you. There's nothing else. That's what I'm trying to get you to help me out, because
I don't remember anything. We didn't have any fights, and that's the thing. That's why I panicked the most, because I specifically remember being in the garage with the sharpening iron,
right,
sharpening the axe, like getting it ready to go. I even went out to go look at the fence line, hopped the fence, looked at the tree, blah blah blah. Did all that normal routine. Gotta figure out, okay, where am I cutting? What am I cutting? And then what part of the fence do I have to fix? Because that's what they asked. Getting all that stuff ready, and then from then to there, I remember nothing.
Yeah, because I want to help you try to remember, because it helps me for case-wise for you.
Right.
And I'm not out against you whatsoever.
Right.
I only follow the evidence. That's all.
From the case, I understand, but I don't remember anything from there to there. No arguments or nothing.
If you had an argument, were you just mad at her about the situation?
No, there's nothing I remember anything about.
Remembering nothing, Carlos will start spinning the story just as the detective predicted in the first interrogation. Carlos already lacks words and fails to stick to his old story, as all the evidence against him is popping up.
Somebody says,
you know what? That is a very, very like, telling piece of evidence. If you're interrogating somebody and you start bringing like more evidence into the interrogation, and their story doesn't stay exactly the same as it was before, that is actually a telltale sign. Like, yeah, there's something missing here. Because, like, if I'm accused of killing somebody and I know I didn't do it, and I'm telling you this is the story, it's not going to change just because you show me a knife. I'm going to be like, okay, I said what I said. I don't know what that is, but this is where I was. Good luck with that knife situation you got going on. I don't know what that's all about. Good luck to you, sir. But I was here. My story is not going to change because it's concrete. I'm telling the truth. When somebody's story starts changing, now all of a sudden, their body language is going to start changing. You're going to start noticing them sweat. They're scratching. They're playing with their hair. They're playing with the beard a lot more. They're probably playing with the chain on their neck, rolling up their sleeves and all that stuff. Like, they just can't sit still. There's a lot of clear evidence that'll point towards when somebody's lying. That's definitely one of them.
You're the only one there.
I'm not.
There's nobody else that I could have done this.
Does that mean I'm going to jail straight after this?
Well, we should try to figure all this stuff out, dude.
Oh, I just want to understand, because you guys saying there's no one else that got that.
There's no one else that could have done it but you.
Right, so what do you guys
And that's what I'm trying to figure out what happened that day. It depends on, Did you have a good reason for what happened?
I don't remember. That's the thing, is I don't remember. I just remember that a couple days before, my mom was being very physically, verbally attacking. And of course, she definitely let me have it when she caught me sneaking by something. I think she yelled at me worse than I thought I deserved.
Was that Friday or was that Saturday? It was probably Friday, the day before.
Probably Friday, yeah. I don't remember exactly the day, but it was worse than I thought was like really deserved.
Right.
Because I thought it was just gonna be like maybe a whole hour's worth of her telling me she's disappointed, she's pissed off, blah blah blah. But I remember it being a whole like half a day spiel. Like I left my room, she's like, "What are you doing now?" And tried to my room.
So you're pretty much grounded.
Yeah, for that day apparently. For the half the day I couldn't do anything, and then I think at night I went out and snuck out and hung out with some friends.
So, you said, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
I don't understand.
Somebody can help you on this. Something that set you off.
Like we spoke, man. Just honesty is gonna go and set you free, bro. It's gonna just lighten up all this. Like I said, we all do shit. Pressure bust by. We do accidents. We don't mean to happen. You know what I mean?
Okay. I think it was about 30 minutes before we got home. Because I remember we resolved it when we got home. Because if you look at the tapes, we were fine. I think it was like 30 minutes before we got home. But my mom was starting to get really, really verbally abusive towards me about WTC. Because I was telling her maybe I didn't want to do it in August. Maybe I wanted to do it in January.
Takes some time.
Yeah. And she let me have it. Big time. She was calling me a disappointment again, and then was threatening to like no longer pay for any of my college and just kick me out immediately as soon as I turned 18. Which that's like normal things happen. Like you turn 18, time to go. Yeah, so that I wasn't really too worried about that.
I mean, fam, listen, man, I get it. I understand. However, bro, I heard the same thing when I was about to turn 18. You know what I didn't do? Put an axe in my parents' head. That is just crazy. But so from what I'm getting here, we're starting to peel back the layers, and we're starting to see the story unfold and tell itself of a rocky relationship between a parent and an adopted child, and you know, a mother who, by his own words, was verbally abusive, maybe physically abusive, in his words, right? Like, we don't know. But this is, I mean, I'm not trying to put a bad name on like adopted kids, because sometimes like people's biological kids do this type of stuff too. But you see stuff like this when it comes to adopted children, and I don't mean like the murders necessarily. I mean like the rocky relationships, the struggle to develop chemistry between parent and child, like kind of makes me wonder, because they said, like, Denise Hollowell, they said she was adopted as well. So I wonder what her upbringing was like. I mean, obviously she didn't kill her parents, because she wouldn't have been free. So she went down a different path. But I wonder what that upbringing was like for her. We got a few more minutes left in this thing. Let's see.
And then she was like saying stuff like, I hope that it's like, I hope you do bad, stuff like that. But it didn't escalate until I just was like, geez, calm down. Because whenever I tell her to calm down,
that pushes her buttons.
You don't tell a woman to calm down.
I know, so I'm like, so it was getting pretty bad, and I was like, geez, well, all right, calm down, I get the point, I understand, but I just think I need time. Because I remember specifically, I told her I just needed time. I'll work, work and save up to pay half the schooling. Fine, I don't care. I just need that time between now to August, to January, because I'm not even 18 yet. I'd prefer to be 18 and then start and then go.
Yeah.
Be good to go. So she wasn't having it at all, and she never laid a hand on me, but she was very verbally abusive. And I remember.
Okay, so he just said that she never laid a hand on him. So he's talking about verbal abuse, which, verbal abuse can still be a huge thing for people. Uh, you know, that old saying, "Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me." That's a load of bull. Like, that's not how that works. Words cut deep. Words create mental scars, and mental scars are just as dangerous as the physical scars are. Like, we're talking about building up anger in somebody because of the words that you're saying, the things that you're saying about them. And obviously, there's different paths that can be taken. We know that there's different paths that can be gone down. You don't have to lash out violently just because somebody's verbally abusive to you, but um, he's been with Denise since he was 4 years old. 13 years of that. Who knows what that looks like? Who knows what that has done to his psyche? If that's even true. Sometimes with kids, especially teenagers, like, the slightest bit of accountability they see as abuse. It's just weird to me. It's just accountability. We don't know everything that was said in that car, but and I don't want to diminish his experience or exasperate what his experience was. However, we're talking about the possibilities here, what could have transpired, and looking at a situation where a kid had clearly had enough of something. I don't know what specifically it was, but he clearly had enough of something and decided, yeah, I'm not putting up with this anymore. Took an axe and got active, and next thing he's thrown his whole life away.
I do remember being in tears by the time that conversation ended, and by the time I was crying pretty heavy, she stopped. I don't remember anything from that day. Anything bad happening from that day.
And that was before y'all got home.
And that was about 30 minutes before.
But as the detectives start pushing him, he starts losing control of his story once more. It's just a matter of time before he slips up unknowingly, which will be
To
enough
jail.
to send him to jail.
I don't have an exact memory of it, so I don't want to say.
Okay, the best your memory.
Best of my memory, walked in the house with the axe, with not the intent of doing
Right.
that, but I think my intent was kind of like, okay, Mom, I think we need to get to work because it was getting kind of late. I do know that it was getting late, and my mom doesn't like to work past a certain time. She wants to be out in her bed. And then I guess it just kind of boiled over. I don't know if something was said. Because usually I try to talk to her. I'll say, "Hey, Mom, get up. We gotta go to work." Or, "Hey, Mom, we gotta do some stuff." So I don't know if I did that and she made a remark that kind of pushed me over the edge, or if it just all played through.
So after you hit her with the axe, is that when you called 911 right after?
Immediately.
Right after you hit her?
Right after I went, bam, it was like phone, 911, checked her breathing, pulse.
Oh, we have a confession. We have a confession. So he's admitting that she said something that triggered him into using the weapon. Okay. So according to what he's saying, he didn't come into the house with the axe with the intention of committing a crime, of hurting her. He had something in his hand, and she just happened to say the wrong thing at the wrong time, and he just went off. And one swing later, you know. Uh I mm. Now I don't know if I believe that. The cases like this, I just did a video. I just did the first Sarah Boone trial video, and I talked about how in that case, it's Sarah Boone and it's George in that apartment. And, all you have is the murderer and the victim. And so it's hard to figure out motive or truth if somebody doesn't, um, if the killer doesn't tell you. But in Sarah Boone's case, she recorded the whole thing like an idiot. And in his case, um, his cell phone did the snitching on him, and also, they were able to find the stuff by the lake. He didn't hide the evidence well enough. What I'm wondering is why he hid the phone. I'm like, what did the phone have on it that could have possibly incriminated him to where he felt like he needed to hide the phone? Um, uh, hey, Super Kelly, to answer your question, like who walks around with the axe. So apparently there was some yard work that had to be done, and he had just got done sharpening the axe. The neighbors had asked for like a tree to be cut. Um, and he's saying he walked in with the axe because he's like, he has it in his hand, he's ready to get to work, and he's like, hey mom, we need to get to work, blah 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 blah. He says that she says something that pisses him off. Next thing you know, he's swinging the axe at her head. So I don't know. That's crazy.
But as soon as I saw blood running through her nose, I knew there was nothing I could do. So then I was just.
You feel bad you did it?
Excuse me?
You feel bad it happened?
Yeah, big time. And it's been killing me, eating me inside really bad.
I can imagine. You want to tell somebody, you can't.
Well, the thing is, I didn't want to tell at the beginning because I didn't know exactly for a fact. And then after a while, it was just replaying in my head. I'm like.
But you did call 911 trying to get her help. Right?
I don't believe that either. I believe he knew the entire time that he did it, because again, he tried to hide the evidence. Like, again, if you black out and you don't remember committing a crime that you're saying that you committed, you don't remember it. Like, you're not trying to hide any evidence, because like that's like me right now. Like, if I blacked out and committed a crime today, I don't remember what crime I could. What do you mean go hide evidence? Evidence of what? I don't even remember what you're talking about. What? I committed a crime today? What? Like, how am I even going to know which cameras to go and take down? How am I going to know that I need to throw somebody's phone in the lake? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Immediately. And I'm pretty sure, damn, I took the cameras down. No, they were still up when I called. Mm-hmm. Immediately, as soon as it happened, I called 911.
The secrets are out, and there's no going back now. He admits arguing with his mother on the day of the murder, but arguing with Denise was not new. Perhaps it was that particular day when his bottled-up emotions took over, pushing him to such an extreme. Being a sociopath, Carlos is incapable of acknowledging his own faults. Although Carlos confessed his crimes, it appears that he's still hiding the complete truth. He claimed that he called 911 immediately, but the evidence tells a different story. Detectives retrieved his digital footprint.
Look at that. He goes from the house, which you see at the top right, all the way down there where you see the white marker.
Using his mobile's GPS tracker and an unbelievable discovery, Carlos was by the lake destroying evidence while making the 911 call. With all the evidence in hand, along with Carlos's confession, officers presented him in the court. On September 14, 2021, Carlos was charged with first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Because he was a minor at the time of the crime, he was ineligible for the death penalty. However, the cruelty of the crime, particularly the size of the axe Carlos used, made the presiding judge call Carlos an incorrigible offender and described him as unlikely to benefit from rehabilitation due to his psychopathic tendencies. The judge further stated that Carlos's behavior was a culmination of his desire for control over his mother's assets and highlighted his dangerous nature as cited by mental health experts. His actions were clearly premeditated and not driven by any sudden emotional outburst. In a jail interview, when asked why he committed the murder, he failed to provide a proper explanation, making it more likely that this brutal murder stemmed from his sociopathic nature. It could also have been considered a manifestation of schizoid personality disorder, where one fails to form attachments and feels no guilt whatsoever. It can also be assumed that the reason was Carlos's fear that if Denise was not pleased with him, she may abandon him too, like she did to Angel. So, was it the fear of losing his home, or was it his sociopathic nature that pushed Carlos to kill his mother? Feel free to share your opinions.
Dang, that is a sad story. That is a sad story, man. And like we talk about sociopathic behavior, like narcissistic behavior, but like we got to acknowledge that we call these things disorders for a reason. Like we call it narcissistic, personality disorder, or sociopathic personality disorder. Like they're all disorders. The question is like, how why does that thumbs up keep showing up on here? Anyway, the question is like, how do we deal with that as a society? Like, what are we supposed to do with that? Um, that's man, that's troublesome. Um, there's the thumbs up again. I really don't understand why that keeps popping up on the screen. But anyway, uh, it's so interesting to me. I don't know why the judge said everything that they said. I mean, that's tough. That's a tough one. Like obviously, like they mentioned, Denise giving up Angel probably had a really big effect on uh how their relationship developed. um we're talking about adopted kids here. They're already coming from a very sensitive place, very sensitive background. It's you gotta be very, very careful with how you handle adopted kids. Like they've already been through so much. They've who knows what type of anything that they've developed over time. It's oh god, that's a heavy one right there. That's a heavy one. But that came across my recommended on YouTube today, and I just wanted to it caught my eye, so I definitely wanted to check it out. um but hey, you guys already know that this is a channel where we love watching Daryl Brooks content, okay? And so how could we do interrogation without watching the interrogation of Daryl Brooks? So we're gonna do that today. um it's one of my favorite interrogations. Because I love watching how Daryl just comes up with this crazy story at the beginning, and then it just falls all apart immediately. So let's check this out. And this will be the last thing I watch tonight, as I gotta get up early for a gig tomorrow. But okay, just checking out some news on my phone. But yeah, let's check out this Daryl Brooks interrogation. What's going on, everybody? Welcome, 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 welcome. Let's do this.
People got hurt. People got some broken legs.
And y'all saying that's me?
I know that's you.
How you know that's you?
Because I can recognize you. I can tell it's you.
Yeah.
And that's your mom's car, which you had the key for. I can ID you, Darrell. I'm just asking you to be honest about it.
Oh, face that way. Face that way.
It's the shoulders.
Oh, nice and easy on you. There you go. All right. All yours.
Am I looking at something serious, man? Come on, Ben. You've been straight up with me the whole time, man. Am I looking at something serious, man?
I don't know what your definition of serious is. I mean, like, you've been through the system before.
Yeah, because I'm like, I haven't talked to anybody.
God, this reminds me. Have you guys seen the cartoon version of this yet? Like, Our boy Linus Wallace, man. This dude is such a legend. he's so awesome. We gotta watch this real quick, guys. We gotta watch this. Like I love watching this video. It's so good. The interrogation of Daryl Brooks, the cartoon version. Love watching this. All right. Let's do it, guys.
Oh, face that way. Face that way.
It's the shoulder.
Oh, nice and easy on you. There you go. All right. All yours. You okay?
No. It hurts bad.
Your shoulder?
Bad. Bad.
Well, it's gonna be sore, man.
Yeah.
But at least you know nothing's broken, right?
Nothing broken. Well, why do I keep having this thriving burning pain if nothing's wrong?
I know.
That's my favorite part. Linus makes fun of the fact that his shoulder was never hurt. He's forgetting which shoulder it's supposed to be. It's so good.
I know the shoulder's struggling.
Bad.
Shoulder's worse than the knees, though.
Absolutely.
The only criticism I ever had of this cartoon is that at some points he gets the voices of the two detectives mixed up. So you hear Detective Cartner's voice coming from this guy right here, who's like that's the other guy. Not supposed to be that voice.
I know something is wrong. I know something is wrong. My shoulder hurts too bad right now.
Sure.
I'm sorry, man. It hurts so bad I'm getting teary-eyed. Like, seriously, I know something is wrong. I haven't get any Tylenol. I haven't slept.
Sorry about that. Tylenol, that can just be their procedure.
Right. No, I was just asking.
Because you know, you've already figured out you're not an idiot. You're not a dumb man. You're a smart guy.
Right.
I see that.
Help us understand something. Where were you going, Darrell? So these parents
I
know
wanna understand
why their kid got hurt, just the way you want to know why your kid got hurt.
So a
I
kid
want
got
to
hurt?
believe a lot of people did.
A lot of people got hurt.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Darrell, you were there.
No, I'm saying a lot of people got hurt.
Yeah, there's people hurt, man.
Like that?
To me, it's a pretty good injury if a doctor's got to check you out or you got a broken leg.
Yeah, so what do you call my shoulder? I'm just making a joke, but yeah.
Well, I'm not laughing because there's nothing funny about this.
No, I was just saying. No, it's not. It's never been that. Dude, I don't take my life as a joke. I was just making a joke about my shoulder when you just said, you know, if it's a serious injury, if you got to get looked out. And I was just saying I had to get looked out, but they didn't say it was serious. They treated it like, oh,
let's say spend the night.
You're the guy in cuffs, so it's hurtful.
Can I show you something? That you? That's you.
Nah, I ain't got no, it look like whoever.
That's not you.
That's not me.
That's not you.
No, I don't.
Darrell.
That's a
Darrell. That's you.
That's you, Darrell.
Why you say it like that, man?
Because we talked about the honesty piece. You keep telling me that you tell the truth when you did do something. You take responsibility when you do something.
Now, I just want to say this. When you said it wasn't the end of the world type thing, it is. It's over for me. It's over. Can't see your family. Can't see nobody. It's no guarantee you're even going to see tomorrow. I go to jail right now. I go to prison right now. At my age. There's no guarantee how long I'm going to have to be in prison. There's no guarantee if I ever see my mama again, because she's getting up there. I used to think that I was a lot stronger than what I am, you know, because my mom used to always tell me, you know, you got my strength, you strong, you strongest. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing that you would go through that you can't get through because you have my strength. But it's like, you know, I struggle with a lot of times feeling like I'm a failure. Like, it's probably a lot of times where I probably shouldn't even be here. I've made a lot of mistakes. a lot of mistakes. Almost 40 years old, and I'm still going through case after case after case. It's almost enough to just be like, the hell with it, man. And you got beautiful girls out there that you want to see grow up. My sister never got a chance to see her kids grow up. She passed away. What the fuck do I have to live for? To sit in prison? Like, who would want to have their last moments in a place like this, or in a cell somewhere, or in a jail somewhere? If I had to sit in jail right now, my life is over. I know y'all probably just think, oh, he's just talking. And it's crazy, man. I can't believe, man. I can't believe this is how my story ends, dog.
Okay. So yeah. I always have to watch the cartoon when like I start to watch this this interrogation because it's funny. Okay, so
I haven't
let's go with the live action interrogation. Okay.
been able to make one call, get any Tylenol from my I haven't slept.
You okay?
No.
No!
It hurts bad.
Your shoulder?
Bad.
At least you know nothing's broken, right?
Yeah.
Good.
So they say.
Well, they know what
Definitely
they're
might
doing
be
up there.
torn, though.
They know what they're doing up there. Did you sleep okay?
No.
Sleep all right?
No. My shoulder hurts too bad right now.
Sure. What did you eat last night?
Okay. I tried to, but...
Because you're unsure of what was happening.
Unsure, the pain. I don't know. I'm like, what in the hell?
Shoulders worse than the knees, though?
Absolutely. I know something is wrong. I know something is wrong.
What's your middle name, girl?
Edward.
Edward.
I'm getting...
Brooks?
I'm sorry, man. It hurts so bad, I'm getting teary-eyed, dude. Like, seriously, I know something is wrong.
Brooks, right?
Yes, sir.
Junior?
Because that light doesn't go off in there or even dim, so I was trying to like...
Didn't even dim?
It didn't even dim, so usually my comfortable side to sleep on is my left side where my shoulder, so when I turned over, I was just like, oh my God. It came in there, it was like, are you okay? I was like, no.
Yeah, you married, Darrell?
No.
No? Okay. What's your phone number again?
414 339-5677.
Well, what's the 610 number you gave me last night?
That is my direct number.
What's your girlfriend's name?
Erica Patterson.
And she's your baby mama?
Yes.
And are you working right now?
No, not currently.
Okay. How long you been out of work?
It's a few months.
Anything to do with the pandemic that's been hitting?
Yeah,
hard?
that's the reason why. Yeah.
Look,
Yeah, that's the reason why, because of the pandemic. No, he hasn't been into work because nobody wants to hire him because he's a sex offender. That's why. That's why he doesn't want to. That's why he can't get hired. That's why he's not in work right now.
bro, I haven't talked to Erica personally. You said
She drinks.
You said she drinks.
When she does that,
So we got a report about an altercation between the two of you. Okay.
All right, so you guys are familiar with this trial for the most part, but you got to remember how this whole thing went down. So obviously the parade attack happens November 21 of 2021. A few weeks prior to that, Darrell Brooks tries to run over his girlfriend, Erica Patterson, with the same vehicle that he would go on to run the parade over with. He goes to jail for that. His mother, Dawn Woods, who we talk about a lot on this channel, she bailed him out. He, in a pit of rage, goes and finds Erica Patterson on the 20th. A domestic altercation happens there. He comes back on the 21st, picks her up again. Domestic altercation. This time her friends come to her rescue. They fight Darrell Brooks off. This really pisses Darrell Brooks off. And so he goes right down the street, down White Rock Road, and makes right on the main street. Boom. Next thing you know, 6 people are dead, 62 people are injured, and we've got a crazed man with no shoes and no jacket in 20-degree weather on the loose running through Waukesha. who is eventually apprehended on someone's front porch and taken to Muskego, Wisconsin, where they are right now, where they're conducting this interrogation. So, as you guys know, they're going to start off by talking about Erica, right? They don't even want to let it be known that they know about the parade attack right now. They want to kind of make him tell on himself a little bit here. And they know as soon as they bring up anything involving a parade, a Red Ford escape, whatever, he's going to go right into defensive mode, and he's not going to admit to anything. Now, here's the thing: they start off this interrogation obviously by talking about, hey, Erica made some allegations against you, and they try to relate to him. So you're gonna hear them like say things like, "Hey, women are crazy." You know what I mean? We know how it is. We know how it is with baby mamas and stuff. Of course, they have to soften them up, right? It's like the body blows. You're softening them up to make him feel comfortable, so that he's going to talk to you. So you guys got to, if anybody in the stream that's new to this interrogation, you got to keep that in mind. That's what they're doing. So be patient with their approach, with the things that they're saying, because they're just setting him up to tell on himself. That's literally all they're doing. And the funny thing is, this interrogation really wasn't even necessary. It's entertaining, but it really wasn't necessary whatsoever, because unlike in the one that we just watched with Carlos Hollowell, we didn't need a confession, right? We didn't need him to say anything. He could have lawyered up immediately, pled the fifth, not said a word, been perfectly fine, and they still would have convicted him because, again, cell phone footage, eyewitness testimony, CCTV footage, right? The car key that was found in his pocket that went to the Ford Escape, that everybody recorded going down Main Street and running the people over. The same Ford Escape that was found in somebody's driveway with the bumper hanging off, and I believe it was Virginia Sorensen's hat and mittens stuck to the windshield, right? Like, all the evidence is there. All the evidence is there. But this interrogation is still, for me, it's more of a uh, it's more of a peeling back of the veil to understanding who Daryl Brooks was, the narcissist that he is. You talk about sociopath. This is a sociopath, right? Incapable of feeling anything for anybody except for himself. I truly do believe it is a disorder, but I don't believe it's a disorder that you're born with. I believe it's a disorder that you develop over time through unchecked actions, no accountability, too much protection. Um, like this is a clear case of what happens when you don't give accountability to someone. You're Don Woods. We talk about a lot about Don Woods, right? She overcompensated for the fact that he didn't have a father in his life actively. And instead of letting him face accountability, she tried to get him out of everything. She tried to get him out of everything. And that's what ended up happening over and over and over again. She bails him out of the situation in Milwaukee. And then all of a sudden, he gets himself into something that she can't get him out of. And his life is over, along with other people's. Obviously there's victims of this case, but just specifically talking about Daryl, his life is over when a, a lot of this could have been prevented. This parade attack doesn't happen. This parade attack doesn't happen if Don Woods doesn't bail him out of jail. And why would you bail him out of jail? And not only oh my gosh, not only do you bail him out of jail, but you give him the car key back for the very same car that he just tried to use I'm not even gonna say tried to use. He used it. He ran over Erica's foot. She had torn ligaments and all types of stuff in there. And so, like again, we're looking at a situation now where if Dawn Woods allows her son to face accountability, allows her son to face any type of consequences for his actions, now we're looking at something where Daryl not only is not out of prison, I mean, not out of jail and can't commit this crime, but maybe, just maybe, he ends up growing up a little bit, figuring something out, finding some type of accountability, rehabilitating. But now it's too late. But let's get into this interrogation and let's talk about it.
Okay. All right.
She's a sweetheart until she gets that alcohol.
The alcohol's the problem.
Okay, so I'm sorry I'm pausing it again. Obviously, there's people who may not have seen this interrogation before. You're going to start to see him look for any way, shape, and form that he can, any opportunity that he can take to blame Erica. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to link everything to Erica, because if he's going down, she's going down with him. And he also wants to keep the conversation about Erica because he wants to keep the conversation about the domestic violence dispute because he's committed domestic violence acts on her before, but he's been able to get out of it by telling her to recant her story when she calls the police on him. So he thinks that this is just going to be another one of them situations because he doesn't know that they know about the car. They know that he is connected to the parade attack already. They just aren't telling him that. But he has a sneaky suspicion the entire time that they already know. But he's like, I don't know. Let me just try to keep it about Erica. And so he's going to talk a lot about Erica throughout this entire thing. Even after they bring up the fact that they found the car key in his pocket and it's clear that they're linking him to the Ford Escape, he's still going to try to bring the conversation back to Erica.
Got a report about an altercation between the two of you. Okay. All right.
She's a sweetheart until she gets that alcohol.
The alcohol's the problem.
Then you all type of bitch ass niggas, and I have somebody touch you, and I'm gonna keep my daughter away from you, and I'm gonna make sure you never see her again, and you talk to bitches every time your phone ring. I'm here.
Sorry, this part be cracking me up every time because like why does he have to do that voice? It's just so stupid.
You upside your head with this pan.
So that's kind of where I'm going with it. I've never been with anyone as bad as what you're saying right there, but I think he can attest to it. With all
Ben probably looked like he didn't do it with some chicks, man.
You know some of the crazy things they'll say sometimes. But the reality is right now, Darrell, I didn't speak to her. I'd like to sit down and try to chat with you and learn a little bit more about you and Eric.
Yeah, that's another great point, Super Kelly. Not only did Dawn Woods try to get him out of the previous situation, she then was feeding him all the sovereign citizen stuff throughout the trial to try to get him out of this. Like, think about your son. Your son just murdered 6 people and changed the lives of dozens. And you are literally trying to get him out of it. At what, like, if that's not enough for you to take a step back and say, you know what, son, there's nothing else I can do for you. You just have to face accountability. What's the line? What's the line? What's the line? He killed a man. He killed multiple women. He killed a child. What's the line, Dawn Woods? I don't know. I'm not understanding. The Dawn Woods testimony. Dawn Woods never testified during the trial. My guess is that she told Daryl not to subpoena her. Because he was talking some big stuff. He was like, if I want her to come in here, she's just gonna show up. Yeah, that never happened. She never showed up. Even for the sentencing remarks, she did it through Zoom. She never stepped foot in that courtroom because she knew she was wrong. She knew what she was doing. She knew that she was feeding him all that information about the sovereign citizen stuff. Ain't no way she could do all that and then look all those people, all those victims in the eye. She didn't have the courage to do that.
She needs to be on some type of medication, man.
Sure. Now, like I told you last night at the hospital, because we're not like on your living room couch.
You heard that pop?
A little bit. Because we're not on the living room couch.
By the way, he's faking the shoulder injury the whole time. He's talking about, oh yeah, this is from when the cops slammed me on the ground when they arrested me. The body cam footage clearly shows he was gently placed in the cop car. That's it. There was no slamming him on the ground.
Just relax, you'll be all right. You're not.
It just hurts, like right up in there. I don't know if it's a muscle.
I've had shoulder injuries too, and they're tough.
It just keeps doing this.
Yep, I hear you.
Only thing I want to know is, what in the heck am I being charged with anything?
Well, she's making some, like I said, alleged allegations for being physical. If that's BS, that's what I'm looking to hear from you. Okay.
Total BS.
You know what I'm saying? It's this typical back and forth stuff that guys like you go through with their baby mama all the time. There's a lot of guys out there in your spot. And a lot of times, maybe it's not always fair to them. But that's kind of what
I wish they had a law to where if you do that shit, you should get in trouble.
Sure. Yeah.
You shouldn't be able to just be like, oh, I'm pissed off, so I'm going to call and do this.
Yep. I agree.
Like, why would you put me in that situation and then we're going to end up being together anyway? Why would you do that?
Trying to judge that credibility.
Oh,
all right.
Fucking girl, man. I said this last night too, didn't I? She gets drunk and remember I kept saying that. She fucking acts a fool and I'm the one that pays for it.
Yep. I remember. You ready?
Oh, this hurts so bad. Oh my God. Okay.
Walk me through kind of, if you can, you guys' journey a little bit.
She has 5 kids.
Okay.
She lost custody of all her kids because of drinking and domestics with her other boyfriends and her other 2 baby daddies.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't just with me.
Sure. Yep.
She fights with everybody she dates because of her drinking. Her mom's wish on her deathbed is don't let her get those kids.
Ooh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. What was he just doing with that right arm? I thought that shoulder was hurting. Ooh, how are you doing all this? How are you doing all this? Huh? Y'all, listen. I've actually torn tissue in my shoulder before. You cannot lift that shoulder right after that happens. I will never forget. I'll never forget. It's 2 different occasions. When I was very little and I was playing, well, I say very little, but I mean like 12. And I was playing football, Little League football. That was the first time I tore tissue in my shoulder. I was making a tackle. I threw the other player to the ground and my shoulder went with it, right? And I could not move my shoulder. I'm just laying on the ground like, oh my gosh, I can't move my shoulder. I never felt pain like that before. And they were like, yeah, it's a stinger or whatever. We did x-rays or MRI, whatever the case, and came back that scar tissue in there now. The second time that happened to me, I'm lifting at the gym while I was in the military. I'm doing my bench press, right? Doing my bench press. All of a sudden, I'm done with my set. I get up and my shoulder kind of goes limp and I can't pick it up. I can't pick it up at all. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. And like, I'm trying my best to like lift it, to do anything with it. And I can't move it at all. And so I had to take this embarrassing walk of shame from one side of the gym where the bench press was to the locker rooms were on the completely opposite side. And I'm just walking like this the whole time, just looking like an idiot, right? Super embarrassing and also super painful. Ain't no way I was about to be doing this. Pointing after I just injured my shoulder. And he's talking about I think it's broken or I think it's sprained. Bro, if your shoulder was in that much pain, I promise you would not be moving that arm whatsoever. You want me to sign what? I can't sign that. I can't sign it. My arm hurts. I can't move my arm. I can't sign that unless I go like this. I can't sign it. And I sure as hell can't point like this and do all that. But that's what he just did. And I'm pretty sure they already knew that he was big capping about this, but this was another confirmation of it.
They gave the kids to her anyway.
Oh, and then wait till you see what he tries to do when they leave the room. It's hilarious.
Okay. They didn't even have nowhere to stay. They were staying from hotel to hotel to hotel.
Were you in Reno or Georgia at this time?
I was in Milwaukee at this time. She didn't come here until June this year. All the kids are still in Georgia. So what did they tell you? Okay. Boom. She came up here. I showed her how to make a resume. Everything was going good, but she starts drinking.
So what's this thing you said you just got out of jail like last week? Did I have that right from her?
Yeah, no, that wasn't from her. It was a paternity case here in Waukesha for my son. I think it was because I missed court.
Okay.
I had a court date, I think, in the summer sometime that I missed.
So it sounds like this goes back to what's your
2003.
So that got all taken care of though once you got released from jail and whatever needed to
I have another court date coming up.
Okay.
So I didn't even know I had the court date. That's why I was like, when they said I had a warrant in Waukesha, I said, for what? They said, oh, it's just paternity. I'm like, my son's grown. Like, what the hell?
Right. So you're still on North 19th, right?
Yes, sir.
Is Erica out?
She's not around me because my mom was basically
So your mom threw her out?
She didn't really throw her out. She was just saying, if you're going to be drinking, it'd be times where I know she'd come drunk and I'd tell her, just leave. I'm not going nowhere, you bitch ass motherfucker, blah, blah, blah. And my nephew would call my mom, and because I kept telling her, I said, don't call the police on her. She just drunk.
He mentions this nephew. What he doesn't mention is that he actually shot a gun at this nephew for an argument over a phone. Yes, he tried to kill his nephew, and yet somehow he was still walking around free. This is a failure on every level. Parental, justice system, you name it, they failed.
Okay.
When she comes to it, she's going to be crying, and I'm sorry.
Was she drunk yesterday?
Anytime she can get a bottle, she's drunk.
Okay, I understand. Was she drunk yesterday?
I have no idea. But I guarantee you, she probably was, most likely.
She didn't have slurred speech or anything?
Yes, she did.
Yeah.
Yes.
What brought you to Waukesha yesterday? How did you get out here?
This is where it gets interesting. This is where the lies start to unfold. So everything that he was saying before wasn't exactly the full truth, but there was a lot of truth to it. Like Erica did have a drinking problem. But a lot of that was just caused by her upbringing. Again, Daryl found her when she was 15 out in Reno, Nevada. So he had been grooming her pretty much her entire adult life. And obviously that's gonna start to take a toll on you mentally. You're gonna develop some bad habits. And I'm sure they had some domestic situations. I'm sure they fought. I'm sure all of that stuff happened. Yeah, sure, 100%. But he's painting the picture as if he was the victim. No, he was beating on her very frequently. He was also a big reason why she drank so heavily because of the damage that he had inflicted in her life. Yes, what he said about all the kids and stuff is 100% true. She didn't have custody of any of her kids or whatever. Again, that may be true. That may be, that's her business. At the end of the day, that has nothing to do with the parade attack, though. And that has nothing to do with the fact that you're beating on her consistently.
I was meeting up with a friend to watch the Packer game.
Where did you go to watch the game?
To a friend named Stephanie.
So you see, he's starting to trip over his words. So I want you guys to pay attention to this story. Again, they're asking him, how'd you get out here? Why are you out? Why were you out in Waukesha? Blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
What brought you to Waukesha yesterday? How did you get out here?
I was meeting up with a friend to watch the Packer game.
Where did you go to watch the game?
To a friend named Stephanie.
Her house, a bar, or
a house.
What's the address there? What street
I
is it
have
on?
no idea about Waukesha. I don't know the streets.
What was
I
it
don't
near? I know you had to see something near it.
Like a gas station?
Have you been to the house before?
No.
Never before?
No.
What's Stephanie's last name?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
When did you guys set this up?
Maybe a couple days ago.
Okay.
Stephanie, like a friend of yours or like a friend of a friend?
A friend of a friend, mutual friend.
How long have you known her?
That was my first time meeting her. So
how did you get the number to know the house to go to?
A friend.
So how did you get to her house?
My friend. I went with my friend.
Okay, who's that?
My friend, I don't really want to say his name. I don't know if that's going to incriminate him in anything. So.
Okay, so I know you saw Erica yesterday in Waukesha. How did you come to meet with her in Waukesha? If this is BS, like you say, and I know you met her.
I met her.
What happened when you met her? Where did you meet her? Let's start with that.
By a gas station.
Okay.
I was supposed to be getting some money from her.
Okay. For what?
It was the rest of my money that she had of mine that she was holding for me.
Okay, so a little bit of truth in this, but it's Daryl, so there's, a lot of lie in this. So he was meeting up with her to get some money, but he was not out here to watch the Packers game. He was not out there with his friend Marcus. That's false. He was out there to get some money from her. Remember, I just told you the incident where he had ran over Erica's foot was just a few weeks prior to this, and his mother had bailed him out. It was either $500 or no, it was $1,000. It was $1,000 bill. And she had bailed him out. He then goes and tracks down Erica because he's like, you should be the one paying this bill. This is your fault. You know what I'm saying? Typical domestic abuser stuff. So yeah, he wanted money, but it wasn't no $350, and it wasn't just some money she was holding for him. It was money that he felt entitled to, even though, again, he had abused her. He had ran over her foot like a psychopath.
Okay, how much?
It was supposed to be $350.
Okay. Why did she have it? Why was she holding it?
She had been holding it for me for a few weeks now, but like I said, I hadn't seen her.
Right. Why did she have it? Why was she holding it for you?
She was just holding it for me because I told her to hold it for me. This was weeks ago. She had been holding.
What? Okay. I mean, there's a lot of questions they could have asked just off of that. I mean, I feel like they just felt like they didn't feel the need to ask it. But like, a great question would be, what do you mean she was holding $350 for you? What do you mean holding it for you? Why would you have somebody holding your money for you unless you're doing something illegal and you don't want anybody to find your money? Or like, what's help me understand, right? Like that would be my thing. Help me understand, because I'm not getting it right now. I'm not understanding what you mean by you told her to hold $350 for you. Why? I mean, like do you understand what I'm saying? It just doesn't make any sense. The only way I'm asking somebody to hold some money for me is if I'm like, oh, you know what? Hey, hun, like I'll talk to my wife. Hey, hun, I'm gonna transfer this $100 into your account because I don't want I don't want my subscriptions to take this money out. Like we need this money right now, so I'm gonna put it in your account. I need you to hold it for me, right? That makes sense, but it's cash. I'm sorry, I didn't know Apple just shows up at your door and says, "Hey, give me my $9.99." That's not how that works. So it doesn't make any sense what he's talking about with yeah, she was holding $350 for that. Come on, bro.
In a way. and my mom wasn't gonna let her come to the house to bring it.
Mm-hmm.
I told her, look, man, if I'm gonna be out there, I'll meet up with you and get the money, but I'm not hanging out with you. I'm not having sex with you. And she was just like, oh, you want to kill? I'm like, I'm not finna do none of that.
Okay.
I told her, I'm out here. And she's like, oh, where you at? Where you at? Where you at? And I'm like, look, I'll meet up with you to get the money. She was like, well, yeah, I need something. I'm like, no, we can't do it all that.
How did you set the meeting up? Did you talk to her on the phone?
Yeah, because this is what she does.
Well, hold on one second. Hold on, one thing at a time. How did you set the meeting with her?
I got in contact with her through a mutual friend that we both know. And I was like, okay, tell her I'm out in Waukesha or whatever, and I'll meet up with her to get the money. And then she put us on the call.
Wait, call?
Yeah. And she was just like, where you at? I'm like, look, I don't know where I'm at. Do you still got that money? She's like, yeah, I want to give you the money, and I want to do this. I'm going to meet up with you, get the money. We'll talk later.
The three-way call, obviously, is your cell phone because you're not on the phone, right?
My friend's phone.
Friend's phone?
Yeah.
So do you have your phone?
No. That's what I'm saying. No.
How did the conversation with her end?
With me walking off and her being pissed off that I didn't want to hang out with her. I said, look, I'm not supposed to be around you. I'm gone.
Okay.
When she said,
car did you use to get out
she
here?
said, I didn't have a car.
You guys see how quickly he answered that? So Detective Carpenter, which is the one that you could see, the unfortunate bald spot. Yeah, sometimes we just got to let it go as men, you know. If that time ever comes for me, like, nah, I'm just okay, so back on topic. So you see, like, as soon as he asked about the car, I was like, I ain't got no car. I don't have no car. I don't have a car. Like, he answers it so quick, you know it's a triggered response because he knows why he's here.
No, whose car did you use to get to Waukesha?
My friend is the one that said he was going to go hang out and watch the Packer game. I said, I'm going to go with.
Okay. Whose car did you use to get out to Waukesha?
I didn't use anybody's car.
Where does your friend live?
My friend lives in Milwaukee.
So you didn't walk to Waukesha. Whose car did you guys use to
my
get
friend.
out?
I just said my
What
friend.
type of car do you have?
I'm
just trying to figure out how you got here.
Yeah, I know, but it seemed like you trying to like spin me up or something. Like,
I'm just asking how you got here. Whose car did you drive out here?
Simple question, right? A very simple question. How did you get out here? Whose car did you use to get out here? If you feel like you're being investigated for a domestic violence thing that you didn't do, why would the car that you came out here in like be this big of a deal to you? Why would that matter? Oh yeah, came out here in my RAV4. Well, why? What does that have to do with anything? Instead, he's like, nah, I feel like you guys are trying to set me up or whatever. Set you up for what? Why are you being so defensive? What's got you so nervous right now? What's got you so on edge? What's got you so defensive? Is everything okay?
I didn't drive at all.
What car did you come out here in?
My friend.
I'm not trying to be confrontational, but when you meet her out in Waukesha and you're not from Waukesha, I think a reasonable question is to ask, how did you get out here?
Yeah.
Whether you drove, someone else drove, and if so, when you got out here, what type of car you were in? Every hour or so, my boss, he knows we're out here. I just got to call him and say, yeah, we're talking. I'll call you back later. Just got to step out, throw in a line with him, and we'll come back. Just chill out here, enjoy your soda. We'll be right back. All right? Sound good?
So we done talking or?
No. Just chill out, and we'll be back. I just got to make back in that. So I just got to make that call.
That check-in call.
All right?
In the middle of the conversation?
Well, do you want to tell me about the car?
Well, you go another couple minutes.
Yeah, but
I got to call him. I can come back, but I just...
Listen, Carpenter, you been straight up with me. You've been straight up with me, right? I don't have a problem with talking to you guys at all. I just want to know what am I looking at?
So, again, he's digging. He's digging because they're starting to ask questions about vehicles, right? Now he wants to know what he's facing because he wants to know if they know about the parade and his involvement in it. Because if he knows that they know, he's not talking no more. That's how that's going to go. He's going to talk as long as he thinks he can talk his way out of whatever situation that he's in, but he knows he can't talk himself out of the parade one. And so in his eyes, as long as the conversation stays about the domestic violence incident, which again, he's talked himself out of plenty of those before, he thinks he's fine. But the moment they're asking about a car, he's getting nervous. He wants to know what he's facing. He doesn't want to talk until he knows what he's facing because he knows what's going on.
That's only at the start. She called about some domestic abuse related stuff. You said she was crazy. We talked about
Y'all know that. Y'all talked to the woman.
No, I didn't.
Oh, I apologize. You talk.
Other officers that we listened to the interview.
Slow down, Darrell.
Did she look beat up? Like, dude.
Darrell.
Like, come on now, man.
Slow down, dude. We can't explain it to you if you keep talking over us. You know what I'm saying? All right?
I haven't even been able to talk to my girls and be like, yo, I'm okay.
You've been through
in a situation like this, and yeah, but I've been able to call somebody too.
So he's talking about making a phone call to his girls. He's referring to his daughters. Well, the only issue with that is that he doesn't live with or raise either of his daughters. One of his daughters, Asinaway, is down in Georgia at the time of this interrogation. And his other daughter, I believe, is in Iowa, or his son is in Iowa. But the little girl doesn't talk to him at all. His youngest daughter doesn't talk to him at all. He's a sex offender on the registry, so he's not allowed to have certain contact with her. So he's talking about a phone call. He wouldn't have been able to call his daughter anyway because of his sex offender status. And his other daughter doesn't talk to him at all. And so what he really wants to do is use the phone to call his mother and say, Mom, I need you to come get me out of this like you've been getting me out of every situation in my life. There's nothing she can do. It's over. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. There's nothing she can do for you at this point.
You've been,
you know what I mean?
Right.
At least just say, hey, I'm okay. Did y'all go are y'all good? Okay, I'll talk to y'all when I
They know you're okay, Darrell. Because we knew you were going to be here for a while, so I know an officer talked to your mom and she knows you're okay.
But how do I know that? Like,
well, I'm not going to make that up. I know she knows you're okay.
I stay getting in these. It don't matter what I do, man. Even when I don't want to shit.
Hold on, Darrell.
You know what I'm saying? I grew up in church, being baptized. I'm strong believer. Strong. I got this Virgin Mary.
Yep.
This cross was, I didn't get the scriptures that I wanted yet.
Right.
I'm definitely going to get some scriptures. A few Psalms, a few Proverbs. Proverbs is one of my favorite books. But my thing is this, man. Like, I probably made a mistake by just having contact with her.
Why do you say that?
Well, because it's almost like she forces me to be with her. I'm going to keep your kid away from you. If you're talking to females, she makes me play by her rules. And if I don't, she has me by the balls because she know I'm already going through stuff as it is. How would you put me in a position to go through something like this when you know I don't do anything?
So what doesn't make sense to me there, and what, a plot hole in his story, I guess, is he's talking about, oh yeah, Erica threatens me by saying that she's going to keep my kids away from me. But didn't you just say she doesn't have custody of any of her children? Wouldn't that include the child that she has with you? Come on, bro. Come on, dum-dum. And then, I love when criminals get put in a tough spot and they just immediately run to religion. Oh yeah, Psalms is one of my favorite books, and I'm definitely going to get some more scriptures tattooed on me. No, you're not, bro. You're not actually going to do that at all. You're going to go to jail. That's what you're about to do. You're going to prison. You're not getting any tattoos. You're going to prison. You couldn't even afford tattoos if you wanted to, if you were free, because you couldn't work. You could barely afford to put a full tank of gas in your car, and you're talking about the tattoos that you were going to get. Priorities.
Because I don't want to hang out with you?
Has anyone ever arrested you for putting your hands on her?
No.
Never?
Never.
Are there any open cases that you can't contact her?
Yes.
You would have said that?
Yes.
What's that about?
That's because we had a domestic that she claimed I smacked her, punched her, did some stuff like this.
When was that?
This was recently. I got the cases open. So you didn't
get arrested?
I'm going through the case right
You
now.
got out.
I got out, and you know why? She's calling and telling them, oh, I was just drunk, I was just mad. She called my mama and told my mama the same thing. My mama was pissed because she had to pay all this money to get me out of jail for something that I didn't even do. She goes
So that he just mentioned, that's what he's talking about, the case from a few weeks earlier. He's talking about she claimed that I was doing some domestic. No, you ran her foot over. She's literally walking around in a boot because of what you did. That's what he's referring to. That's the case that was open that he's referring to.
off the fucking handle. And it's like, why, dude? You get my freedom taken from me just for trying to love you?
Right.
Just from wanting you to do better.
Yeah.
And I promise you, my right hand to God Almighty on the throne with Jesus next to his side, the woman is going to sit up there and say, I was drunk, I was mad, blah, 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 blah. But it's like, now I got to go through everything just for you to do that. Why did you do it?
So again, what he's mentioning right now, and I see some questions coming in. No, mom was never in court. She never showed her face in the courtroom. I don't think she would have made it back to Milwaukee if she would have showed up. So it was probably for the best that she stayed exactly where she was. But what he's talking about right now, he's talking about, oh, she's gonna lie and say, she's gonna say that, oh, I was just mad and I was drunk. I didn't really mean it. That's because that's what he instructed her to do every time, or he would threaten her with different things. So again, he brought her all the way out to Milwaukee. And I want you guys to think about that for a second. You bring somebody out, all her family's in Georgia. She was in Georgia. Her daughter was in Georgia. Her mother recently passed away, but her mother was in Georgia as well. Her whole family is down there. Everybody that she's connected to, her blood is down in Georgia or in Nevada. You take her out of all of that and bring her up to Milwaukee where she's isolated. Like, you wanted control. And you disguised it under this guise of, oh, my mom said just come up, we're gonna hook you up, we're gonna get you a job, get you on your feet, da 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 da. That's not what happened. That's not what happened. She came up to Milwaukee and was forced to live in a car with Daryl Brooks, with no money of her own, with nothing to her name, just the clothes on her back, and having to put trust in this guy, who made promises of, oh yeah, you come up here with me, your life is just going to get better. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, all he wanted was control, and he successfully got it. And, him running over her foot was kind of like the last straw of, I'm not recanting nothing. When he got arrested for running over her foot a few weeks before, he's on the jail phone call saying, like, you need to recant. You need to, he's threatening her. He's telling her she needs to tell her story. She needs to drop these charges. She's like, no, I'm not doing that this time. Like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not paying your bill. Da, 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 da. This sends him into an absolute, like, an absolute rage, I guess I'll say. And next thing you know, he's tracking her down to Waukesha, trying to beat her up. She gets saved. He gets mad. He runs over the parade. That's literally what happened. Do you think she apologized to the victims for her son? She did not apologize, actually. She had an opportunity to do so during the closing statements. She chose to do? She chose to lecture everybody about mental health and how the system failed her son because they didn't provide the necessary resources. I have debunked this in a previous video. Well, actually, not in the previous video. I've debunked this in a future video that's coming out. I have a video coming out on the 2nd of November, where I talk about Dawn Woods and how she tried to blame mental health. And I found all the different mental health resources that were available just in the Milwaukee area that Daryl Brooks could have taken advantage of around the time of this parade attack. Had nothing to do with the system, had everything to do with his entitlement and her terrible job of holding him accountable for things in his life.
This to me. My mom was calling her, and then she says, oh, well, I was drunk and I was mad and he was talking to females on his phone. So you send me to jail?
It doesn't seem fair.
It's not fair.
You're fighting hard, and you're trying to get through her.
I just want my life back, man. Listen, I love this woman. I want to see her do better, but I don't want her around me if she's drinking because I'm going to get in trouble. She's never going to be like, oh, I'm just mad and this on the spot. She's going to wait until I'm freaking locked up and then be like, oh, I'm sober now, so I'm sorry. I apologize. I didn't mean to do that. When are you going to get in freaking trouble for doing that?
That message is loud and clear to us.
I guess I'm just trying to understand you better, not knowing you, Darrell.
Yeah.
And not being black myself. You got her to deal with. You got 2 other kids. I'm sure that's not easy. You got the justice system to deal with. Do you ever feel like fucking white guys, like a little easier for them as a black man? Does it make you feel in any way mad at white people, resentment towards white people, just because of...
So again, here, Detective Carpenter trying to find motive. Because most of the, and that's a good point, Super Kelly, yeah, his shoulder seems pretty okay right now. And I mentioned that earlier. He's doing all this, like, waving it around and stuff, right? But, Super Kelly, you've seen this before. Like, you know what's coming. You know what's coming, and it's hilarious. But Detective Carpenter trying to find motive, right? Because a lot of the victims of this parade attack were white. Everybody that died, all 6 people, were white. There were, definitely some Hispanic victims as well. I don't remember any black victims, but that's because Waukesha is a predominantly white area for the most part. So just circumstance, those are the people that were there. Now, Daryl, people pointed out Daryl had said some racist things towards white people on his Facebook, talking about, white people needing to die and things like that. But I think this was just a separate thing here. I don't think he woke up that day and was like, I'm going to attack white people today. It wasn't like that. It was, if you look at the story of what happened, he just wanted to take out his anger on people. And it just so happened to be a parade full of white people. I really don't know that it would have made a huge difference, whoever was in that parade. I don't know for sure. None of us will ever know for sure. And that's the thing, right? We've been trying to figure out the why. The only explanation that anybody's been able to come up with is, he was in a rage. He was out of control. He was in a rage, and he just mowed down anybody that he could because he was angry and he felt like it. That's pretty much what happened. But Detective Carpenter, trying to find motive here, so he's asking him these questions about, race relations, basically.
Well, no, definitely not. Definitely
you don't
not
feel
at
anything
all.
like
not at all, man. My mama would have my ass if she found out that I was doing some racial shit. And my mom is not gonna have it. My first girlfriend was a white girl.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that's such a crazy statement. Like, I hate when a white person says something that's clearly racist and then they're like, I'm not racist. One of my best friends is black. Like, that sounds the same as what Daryl just said. It's just so cringy.
Is Erica, does she ever just make you, I can tell she can get you, she can get you frustrated.
Tired of going through this.
Has she ever caused you to lose control?
No.
Has it ever gotten physical between the two of you, ever?
No, the only time it's ever got physical with me and her was when she would not leave because she was drunk. This was in my mom's backyard. She acted like she was gonna hit me with her alcohol bottle. She didn't swing it all the way at me, but she rose it up at me like this, and I grabbed her arm and I was like, Mom, you know what I'm saying? And then my mama came out and was like, whoa, I'm gonna kill this motherfucker. He cheating on me. I'm gonna kill this motherfucker. And my mama was like, just go. The girl is a sweetheart until she gets that bottle.
I know you're telling.
He's really throwing that shoulder a lot, guys. Like, look, just pay attention to the right arm.
And my mom was like, just go. Just go. The girl is a sweetheart until she gets that bottle.
Hey, that's a lot of whiplash from that injured shoulder, don't you guys think? Jeez.
I know you're telling me she's crazy.
It's just when she drinks. It's just when she drinks.
When she drinks.
I just wanted to be fair. I'm not saying she's just some
I didn't see
mental basket case. She does, when she's drunk, her words is she blacks out, so she doesn't remember. She does a 180. If you talk to her sober, sweetheart.
Yeah, we got the picture on that. Yeah.
Yep.
Drunk?
Yep, got it.
No.
I've even recorded her drunk and played it back for her the next day and said, this is how you act. And she'd be like, I said all this, I did. This is how you act when you're drunk.
And I've seen this before. I've seen this. You're not the only guy with somebody that acts like this, so I'll message her, Steve.
What's your buddy's name? Can we get that? If we gotta talk to him to verify you're on the up and up and she's on some BS?
His name is Marcus.
What's his last name?
I don't know his last name.
What is his phone number? And you guys came out here together?
Yes.
Okay, so he has.
Well, like I said, Stephanie, she's an older mixed lady.
Who do you know in Waukesha other than her?
I know a guy named Terrion. I met
Terrion live.
I don't know where he lives now. I know a lot of females.
Have you been to Terrion's house?
Once in like 2018.
I remember what was near it?
I think it was like right on the main street.
What's the main street? There's a lot of streets. Near downtown? Is Stephanie's place near downtown? Is there no bunch of bars?
I know that park is by old girl's house.
By whose house? Stephanie's?
Yeah. I don't know the name of the park, but it was something going on out there yesterday to where a lot of shit was blocked off.
Okay.
It seemed like everybody was at that park kind of walking around that creek.
There were barricades blocking some shit off near there?
Looked like in that area.
In that area?
In that area, looked like a bunch of shit was.
He is really waving around that shoulder, guys. Like, just try to listen to what he's saying, but also just watch his right arm the entire time. He's moving around like it's nothing.
Blocked. You couldn't go down certain streets or some shit. I don't know, but our friend was like, you know, your baby mama trying to get in touch with you. She said she got some money for you when she merged this in. You out here, you out here, you out here. I told her, I said, it's a gas station right here. And she was like, is it a park right there? I'm like, I don't know. Is it a park right here? They like, yeah, there's a park right down here, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, just meet me over there. I'll get the money from you. It wasn't supposed to be us hanging out. She got mad because I didn't want to do that. I'm not going to sit here and say I saw her drink. I'm not going to lie on her. But when she started acting like she probably haven't just stopped drinking, but I know you was drinking sometime today. I didn't tell her that. I said, yeah, because she's acting too. You know what I mean? Oh, you just think you finna get the money and leave, and you must got some bitch waiting on you, and blah, 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 blah.
All right. How did you get out here again?
My friend.
What type of car does he drive?
Oh, man. It's like a Kia.
Okay. What color is it?
Like tan. Like I said, the Stephanie girl is an older woman. She, you know, likes to party, drink, watch the game. She cooks.
Sure.
Cool. Fuck it. Let's watch the game.
Did he offer to drive?
And at the same time, cool. I can get the money.
Yeah. Did he offer to drive? Do you have your own car? How did you guys come?
I don't own a vehicle.
Don't own a vehicle?
Nope.
Do you have any car you can drive at all?
No. I have license, but no vehicle.
Don't ever use your niece's, nephew's, mom's car or anything like that?
My nephew doesn't have a vehicle. My niece is 14.
Mm-hmm. What about your mom?
No, my mom doesn't even know how to drive.
She doesn't have a car, doesn't know how to drive?
She doesn't know how to drive.
Does she
never learned.
Okay. She have a car that she lets you use at all?
No.
Does she have a car at all? Maybe not that she lets you use.
No.
Does she have a car in her name?
So again, they already know. They found the car key in his pocket, goes to the Red Ford Escape, it's registered in his mom's name, the name that he already gave them. And you know, they're just laying the trap for him. And they're asking him, you know, questions that he has to give a yes or no answer to. Now, he tries to dance around it for a little bit, but he can only do that for so long.
At all.
I think she did at one point.
Does she right now?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
I'm not going to say no because I honestly don't know.
So you just argued a little bit, and then you're saying you walked away yesterday.
Yeah, it was people out there. They would tell you, I did not put my hands on this woman. There was people walking up and down the street. Like I said, it was people out.
Which car were you in when you met her at the...
I didn't meet her in the car. I walked right over there. She was standing right there waiting for me. I walked up, and she was just like, well, my friend has my purse, so I don't have the money and all this. I'm like, so you had me come way out here?
Like a power play or something?
That's basically was like, yeah, you see how fast you caught on to that? And I was just like, you had me come way out here for you to try to play and shit like this? I said, no, man, I'm gone.
Yeah.
So I'm out.
You said you don't know where your phone is. If you go somewhere, do you take your phone?
Absolutely.
Okay.
My mom just got me that phone. She was just like, I got a surprise for you. I never had an iPhone.
Hopefully we'll find it for you.
That's why I said, how can y'all not find my flip-flops or my phone? I had on some Green Bay Packer flip-flops because it was game day.
So after you talked to her, Darrell, they found it was cold yesterday. Did you have a jacket with you?
I didn't initially have a jacket because, like I said, I was riding with somebody else. So I figured...
But you didn't bring one in anticipation of the cold?
I didn't.
So again, he's lying here. 2 lies. Number 1, he didn't have on Green Bay Packers flip-flops. He had on Milwaukee Brewers flip-flops. So he had on the baseball team, their flip-flops with their logo on it. And then he's saying he had no jacket. He did have a jacket. He actually ditched it. He actually ditched it in the backyard in a playhouse. Correct me if I'm wrong. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember during the victim impact statements that somebody had said something about, and I don't know if it was Jackson Sparks' parents. Somebody had said like their kid had got injured or hit or something in the attack, and the like playhouse that he hid his jacket and his flip-flops in used to belong to them, and they had sold it to whoever that was, their backyard. They had sold it to them, and so it was really like, it was just really emotionally scarring for them. Like they get hit by this guy, and then the same playhouse or treehouse, whatever it is that they had sold to somebody else, this guy ends up hiding those clothes in that same playhouse. Like that's just sick.
Because I figured I'm going from the house right to wherever we're going. We was just supposed to be watching the game, having a few cold ones, and then I was getting dropped back off home.
How did you end up at a guy's house asking to use his phone, which is blocks away from Stephanie's, without your phone in your shoes? You understand where that's kind of weird? How did you get to be over there? What happened?
Yeah, that would.
So you guys got to think, and you might not have, for those who aren't familiar with Waukesha, where he's saying that he is and where he ended up, right? Just imagine this. On one side, you have this park that he was claiming that he was by. And on the other side, across town, is the house that he was found at. You actually have to pass through the main street downtown area of Waukesha to get there. You cannot get there without passing by that. So their question, which is a good question, is how did you end up at that guy's house asking to use his phone with all these businesses and stuff in between? And all, this parade going on, all these people around. You could have asked anybody out here for their phone or to call you an Uber or whatever if you didn't feel comfortable with your original plan to get home and you needed a new plan. You could have asked any of these people here to call you an Uber or to use their phone to call an Uber or to call a taxi. But you didn't end up there. You ended up all the way over here at this random guy's house. How did that happen? Doesn't make sense when you think about it.
Basically happened with that was when I got back over here by old girl house, because I don't really know Stephanie like that. It's my friend's friend or partner. They was getting into it about pretty much the same thing that I was getting into it with Erica about. I was just like, him.
Who's him?
Marcus. Him, her, and whoever else, Stephanie. I was pissed because I just met up with my baby's mama for absolutely nothing. I walk over there and you don't have the money. You do or you don't. You just ain't gonna give it to me.
Well, hold on.
When I get back,
you're pissed, but
when I get back over there, I'm pissed.
okay.
They was getting into it, and he like, man, come on, bro, we just finna go. And I'm like, what the fuck going on? Like, I just got into it with it. Now y'all into it. He like, man, this bitch tripping. Whatever, let's go. I'm like, nah. Nah. I'm like, I'm out, dog. And I just started
Marcus
walking.
wanted to leave?
He wanted to leave, but I don't know what the fuck he was on. Doobie, he probably didn't even get into it with old girl, but he out there like, man, let's just go, bro. Let's just go, bro.
How long have you known Marcus?
I know Marcus for years. Years.
Okay. I'm gonna be straight with you. That doesn't make sense. And listen to me, okay? Just listen to me. By the time you're talking, it was getting cold. Marcus is ready to leave because this bitch is being crazy. He's like, I'm out. You just went through the same experience from what you're telling us. You live in Milwaukee.
I don't know what exactly happened with him, though.
I mean, I told you to let me lay it out. But who are you going to trust more? Marcus, who you've known for years, or Stephanie? Why would you walk away, walk all the way down to where you did, leave your phone in the apartment, apparently,
no, I didn't.
along with your sandals,
I didn't leave it.
go down to where you were and not take the ride back to Milwaukee? You follow what I'm saying?
Right. I don't know if he left and went back to Milwaukee, though.
But how are you going to get back if you don't get in the car?
I called an Uber. That's what I did.
How did you end up at a random house without your shoes and your phone, Darrell?
I had my flip-flops on. I had them.
Okay.
I just said that.
Where did they go?
I don't know. I don't know if when they slammed me down, they just never, I don't know.
So I guess another question I would have for you is if you had your phone too, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, you didn't leave it at the apartment.
No. That's why I was telling you it should have been on the grass.
Why are you asking other people to use their phones? Why is that guy like
My phone was dead.
Okay. When did it die?
I have no idea.
Okay. But you used it for the three-way call.
No, I used his phone for the three-way call.
Okay.
I had my flip-flops on then because the ways he was making it seem like I was just running around with no shoes to begin with.
Right.
It's like, no.
I mean, it was pretty cold. You didn't have a jacket or a sweatshirt.
Well, I didn't have a jacket to begin with. I never had a jacket.
Okay.
I had Green Bay Packers
Flip-flops, no
flip-flops.
jacket.
Right. If I'm just going from a car to a house, well, there's no reason for me to just get all bundled up and do all this and that.
When you left Stephanie's, were there still a lot of people out?
It was still people out. By the park, it was a lot of people out.
Okay.
Like I said, it looked like something was, I don't know what the hell. But it was a lot of people out. It was older couples walking down the street. It was younger people walking down the street.
It looked like an event or something was going on?
I don't know, but it kind of seemed like it was something going on to where it was vibrant. Because there was a lot of people everywhere.
Walking up and down the street.
Everywhere. Just people. That's why I'm saying, like, if I got into a fight with her right there, it would be impossible for somebody to not be like, hey, this guy's fighting this chick or whatever the case may be.
How long was it between leaving Stephanie's and those cops yelling at you at the door of that guy's house?
Was it dark when they yelled at you?
Yeah, by the time they came, it was dark.
Okay.
But we had been sitting out there for a minute, me and the guy.
Define how long, estimate.
20, 30 minutes maybe.
Okay.
I'm like, look, I don't got no weapons. I'm not trying to break in your house. I'm not trying to rob you. Nothing like that, dog. I just need to call an Uber. He was just like, okay, boom. Yo, I need an Uber to, what's your address? He told me the address, and we was just sitting there waiting. She can keep the money or whatever. I didn't even try to contact her further. I just was like, I'm gone.
You talked about being a religious man. What do they teach us in Christianity, Darrell, that they teach us that we're broken, right? Even when we're born sinners. That's why
Psalm 51,
we're so
17.
thankful for God's grace and forgiveness, right? When we ask for it. You're a father. You got 3 children. You got a mama that raised you well, and a God you believe in.
Absolutely.
All right? And here's the thing they'll all want, that you're telling the absolute whole truth and nothing but the truth, right?
Absolutely.
So help you God, right?
Absolutely.
Sound familiar? We've all heard that, right? I just have concerns if I fact check that Darrell's not telling me the truth. You don't own a car, your mom doesn't own a car, right? So Marcus had to bring you out. So why did we find you with a car key in your pocket?
Boom! Boom! And this is where everything falls apart for Daryl. So what I want to show you guys something real quick. Again, for those of you who aren't familiar with the trial, who, you know, maybe you're having a difficult time keeping up with what's being talked about here. So what I want to do is kind of paint the picture for you guys a bit here. Okay, so just some things to know. So let me share this tab. Okay, so you guys should be able to see this. So this right here, this is Frame Park. Okay, Frame Park. If you guys remember, I did that live from Waukesha video a while back. If you haven't seen that, you can check out my live streams. Just go to the live streams on my channel and you'll see live from Waukesha, on that list, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So one thing I just want to point out, for starters, is this is the park that Daryl met Eric at in the car. I just want you guys to see there is no gas station that he could have been possibly talking about. No gas station anywhere near. Okay. First of all, the Stephanie character, I'm sure she's a real person, but she does not exist in this story. Neither does Marcus. The only person that exists in this story is Daryl, Erica, Nicholas Kirby. Forgot Erica's friend's name. But then obviously the over 68 victims of this. So Frame Park here. Again, this is Waukesha, Wisconsin. Frame Park. See, there's a long park with a long creek. See, he was mentioning the creek, right? So Daryl is stalking Erica through this entire area. Okay. Just stalking her, just beating her up, just doing everything you should never be doing to a woman, right? He's doing all of it. There's Waukesha County Courthouse where the trial would end up taking place. But as you come down here, you'll end up seeing Trinity Lutheran School, which used to be White Rock School. Okay. This is White Rock Avenue right here. This is where things took a turn for the worse. This right here, this school, this is where the fight between Daryl and Erica and her friends came to a head. This is where they fought him off. He ends up speeding away from White Rock School, coming right down here. Hope you guys can see my mouse right here. Okay, he ends up coming right down here, makes a right onto Main Street. And this is where the parade route is. It's going all the way through Main Street. So he just starts barreling people down. From the start of Main Street all the way down, he just starts barreling people down, okay? He's barreling people down all the way down, all the way down. And then ends up following that all the way around here, okay? So the parade route stops about here, and started about like all the way back at the beginning of Main Street, okay? He comes all the way down and he ends up storing the car somewhere around this area in somebody's driveway, somewhere around this area. Again, I have done a video on it, on the exact location that he stored the vehicle. But Elizabeth Street, right here, this is where he ends up getting arrested. Okay. On the front porch of Daniel Ryder's house. I forget which one of these houses it is, but when you look at the security footage, you can see this building in the background. Okay. You can see this building in the background, Aries Industries. Okay. And he ends up getting arrested on one of these front porches here. I want to say it's either this house or this house. I can't remember entirely, but it's one of these two houses. Okay. Drove past that during the live stream as well. And in fact, you know what? I'm telling you guys about it, right? But this is something I can literally, like, bro, I own the video. I own the video. I can literally just have us watch it. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay, let's watch it. Who's that handsome guy? Oh man, that's Alfonso Speaks during his last Green Bay trip. Okay, back in 2023. All right, let's take a look at this. I'm gonna go small here so you guys can see. Wait for this thing to populate. Y'all. I know I'm a little bit early. Forgive me, y'all. I'm a little bit early, but that's because me and my buddy were a little bit too responsible, and we left a little bit too on time. You know what I'm saying? Real quick, I want to introduce you guys to our driver for today, Mr. Jerry Davis. Please wave at the people. It's Mr. Jerry Davis, one of my better friends that I have in this world. Met him in basic training, and we've gone to Green Bay together twice. And 8 days from now, we'll be on a flight to go back to Green Bay. Yes, the annual Green Bay trip is back, baby. Mr. Jerry Davis, he's a Alabama Crimson Tide fan, so if you guys can leave some elephant emojis in the comment section for my boy, our driver today, Mr. Jerry Davis. We are going to be going to do my best. All right, so where I'm at right now, while I'm doing this introduction, I'm at Frame Park, where the incident started. So you can see the sign right there. That we're at right now is none other than Frame Park, right? This is where it all started. So if you guys remember, I'm going to try not to film the playground because I don't want to film children or anything like that. But this park right here, this is where Daryl Brooks and Erica Patterson would have met up. Now it was said during the trial that they met up on the 20th here as well as the 21st. So in this location, this park right here, this public park, very beautiful area, honestly, really beautiful area here in Waukesha. But this is where they would have met up. You know, they got in the car. You know, Daryl Brooks started driving around erratically. I think up that hill right there actually is yeah, so I was correct about that. He starts driving up that hill. He's beating on Erica while she's in the passenger seat of his car. Just beating on her, right? She gets out of the car. He starts stalking her in the car. Okay. And so at this point, you know, I get back in the vehicle, and now we're driving. We're getting in the car, and we're going down the route that he would have taken. Headed to White Rock School, and as you can see, historic downtown, that sign. So we are headed in the right direction, obviously. Next time I will make sure that I film the live, you know, horizontally. That was a mistake. My bad.
In a quarter mile,
roll this down if you don't mind. So this is the street that they would have came down. You can kind of see downtown Waukesha down there in the distance. As you can tell, a pretty like quiet, laid back area, you know, not the type of area you expect anything like that Christmas parade attack to, occur in. But, alas, unfortunately, that's exactly what had happened. Now, I don't know exactly where they met in Frame Park. Frame Park is still, like, we're still next to it, like, right? Like, it goes a pretty decent way. If you remember when they were describing Frame Park, they described like, oh, it houses a baseball field. There's the boat launch right over there, if you can see it. Lena Mystic, my wife, my baby, thank you for the super chat. Shout out to my wife, man. She's been holding me down since day one on this channel, man. She's always leaving comments. She was sending me super chats during this live stream, just showing love. So shout out to wifey. Shout out to Twyla Faye. That's my baby. Yeah. But this is the baseball field that they would have been talking about during the trial when the first officer was described. So you can't really hear anything I'm saying because the wind. Yeah. So we end up. I'm basically saying, like, the park is very large. It is very long. I showed you guys that on the map. I'll show you guys that again. We're going past the park for a hot minute. Because it is such a long path. So you guys can see Frame Park from all the way up here to like basically all the way down here is Frame Park. So pretty sizable. Any tickets or anything, but yeah, so we come up right here. This is White Rock School. This is where the fight culminated again. You guys remember this location right here? This is White Rock School. So I can turn that down a bit. Here in White Rock School. Actually, I'm just gonna mute it. Yeah, so I'm pointing to the camera that would have captured the fight. So again, they're fighting here. He's fighting with Nicholas Kirby. That big one last stand or whatever. And then he gets in his car, and the rest is mayhem and history. Just turn right on the street. That's why it's changed now. So to drive down here. I once again want to thank you guys for joining in on to my live stream here today. We're celebrating 2,000 subscribers today. So I appreciate you guys spending some time with me as we are live from Waukesha. So this is where the parade would have started. This place was crowded with people. There were people everywhere, including one Detective Casey. If you guys remember, he's the first one he's the first one on Main Street that came into contact with the vehicle, and it would have been about right here. So Daryl Brooks at this point makes a right turn, and he starts down this road. And again, there's people on all sides of the road here. All sides of the road, there's people. Now I believe right here, if you guys recognize this building right here, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I'm just because I'm kind of going off of memory when it comes to this actual route. I do have like specific locations I'm gonna take you guys to, obviously, but I believe this is where Officer Schneider and Officer Bertrand were, where they tried to stop it, and he just starts zooming down Main Street at about 30, 40 miles per hour. We're actually going slower right now than Daryl Brooks was going that day when he drove through the parade. So again, a very, very beautiful area. A lot of great artwork here. Just a really nice, quiet, unassuming area. Not a place, again, where you would really expect anything like this to happen. But again, at this point, we have people lining the streets on both sides. People as close as here, as these parking spots. They have their chairs and things like that, because all of these roads are barricaded. Remember, guys, like, this is a safe environment to be in, apparently, because all of these roads are barricaded. All of these roads are blocked off. Nobody is supposed to be able to come right here. Nobody is supposed to be able to, reach any part of these main roads of Main Street, because there's barricades and officers everywhere. So again, he takes this all the way down here. He's running people over. But by the time he gets to this point, he's probably already hit at least 20 people, if not more. And then as he continues on, we're almost down to the end of Main Street. And so where we're coming up on now is, to my knowledge, I believe the spot where most of the dancing grannies were struck and killed, right about here. Right, so, you know, he does his damage here. He keeps going all the way around. You can keep going straight, brother. Thank you so much, Carrie, for the super chat. I really do appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. Again, guys, we're going down Main Street right now. I apologize for not being able to have it horizontal. My phone will not allow me to do it. I'm not entirely sure why. But again, Daryl Brooks comes across this curve, and right here, as we make a stop at the stop sign, this is where he plows through the actual barricades that were sitting right here, and the last officer fires a few shots into the back of the Ford Escape, if you guys remember, okay? So the next location that we're gonna go to So I believe the next place I take you guys to in this video is where Daryl stored the vehicle. So like he ditched the vehicle and left in somebody's driveway.
Oh, right here. Okay. So without appearing like a weirdo, I'm just gonna show you guys with the quickness. This is the driveway where Daryl Brooks parked his car. This is where he ditched it and started making a run for it on foot to try and escape and hide. And again, yes, coffee cake, that's a great point. Remember, he is running out of gas at this point. He's completely out of gas. He doesn't have really anywhere to go. This isn't a big area. So now he is ditching the car in this driveway right here. And he is now going on foot to Elizabeth Street. And I'm not going to retrace that path because that will require me to go on people's property. So,
yeah, this is a live, but we're watching a previous live stream that I did a couple of years ago when I actually went to Waukesha. Which honestly, I can stay this big and you guys can see. So we're gonna stay this big. So the next place that I went was Daniel Ryder's house. And I specifically remember the live starting to like lose service as I got closer to his house, which was fine. Because maybe, I know on Google Maps, like his house is blurred out, so maybe he didn't want his house shown. But
that Daryl Brooks tried to hide in from
you
the
guys
beginning.
remember, he tried to hide in that building. Remember the security footage? He goes and tries the door. The door is locked. He was gonna try to hide out in that building. Excuse me. And that plan didn't work. So he went back across the street to Daniel Ryder's house. And that's when Daniel Ryder let him in, but then ended up, hey, you gotta stay on the porch. And then he got arrested.
You guys remember seeing that camera down this street. And right here, right on our left, right here.
Boom. So this is the best view of the house before like it starts getting all glitchy. That is the house that Daryl Brooks was arrested at. Right there. That is Daniel Ryder's house. Okay. Where Brooks was surrounded on the porch. You guys have seen the security video. That's where it took place. And then I don't want to stay on that for too long because I don't want to keep showing his house. But then this is the Waukesha County Courthouse.
Daryl did a fantastic job during the trial. I have no ill will or bad things to say about Judge Doro. I thought she was spectacular, and nobody's perfect, right? Like in retrospect, we can say all these different things about like what we wish Judge Doro would have done.
and how we wish maybe she would have handled certain things. But at the end of the day, justice was served. And when you really think about it, that's like really all that matters because. Yeah, so I'm saying a lot of stuff there. But yeah, that's the Waukesha County Courthouse where Darrell Brooks was tried and convicted of 6 counts of murder while using a dangerous weapon. Trying to see if there's anything else that I put on this video besides my handsome face, and I don't think I did. So, yeah, I recorded this live on my way to Green Bay. It was the Week 18 game back in 2023 when the Packers were 1 win away from the playoffs. We won that night against the Bears. Next week we beat the Cowboys, and it's a good time. But that's the story when it comes to the Darrell Brooks situation. He tried desperately to lie about it in the interrogation, make things about why does the thumbs up keep doing this thing. He tried to make it about Erica Patterson. It didn't work. It was never going to work. They already knew. They already knew what was going to happen, and they already knew, he was going to try to lie about it, but they already knew that he was caught as well. They had all the evidence that they needed. They just wanted a confession or a motive or something. You never know what information you can get out of an interrogation. But ultimately, tried and convicted, and that's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. Do I know if he will appear in the hearing soon? Let me actually look that up for you. Let's look that up. Any news on any new updates on the Darrell Brooks appeal? The last thing I had heard, yeah, his extension with the Wisconsin Court of Appeals, the deadline ended yesterday. So I'm not sure if there's really anything further when it comes to updates. Trying to see. Yeah, the last update it looks like we have is from September 4th, where he got his 10th extension. Yeah. Yeah, nothing else. I mean, we should have more news in the next week, I would think. I mean, the extension just ended yesterday, so he would have had to submit something. I don't know what's going on with it, but he will have had to submit something. We'll see what that ends up looking like. I mean, we all know his appeal ain't going nowhere. It's pretty much over. It's a wrap. It's a wrap for him. But yeah, that's going to be it for me tonight, guys. Thank you guys for participating in the live, for showing me love. For those of you who are going to be watching this after, who missed the live, can't wait to have you on another one. Hope you guys enjoy this, this video. I'm gonna definitely be doing some more lives going forward in the future. It's tough to get on a actual live schedule, but I will try to get on one because I know that that'll help the engagement. So I'll try to get more organized, I should say, about when the lives are going to be and what time they're going to be at. So that'll be it for tonight, though. Again, next week, next Friday, I'm leaving for Milcago Bay, as I call it, Milwaukee, Chicago, Green Bay. So I'll be back in the beautiful state of Wisconsin. And, hopefully, if there's something Waukesha related to do around that time, I will make sure I do that. If not, hey, it's just another great trip to Green Bay, right? But yeah, that'll be it for me. I'm gonna get some rest. Got a gig in the morning. But thank you guys for spending some time out of your night with me, and I will see you guys next time.